Good morning or good evening, but it's good morning from me. I've got my coffee. Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late, but here I am. So, hello. Hey, Blue Sky. Jennifer. Fantastic Publishing. Hello. I enjoyed your video, by the way. It was quite good. And hang on a second. Oh, my God. Um, it's all right. I've just got my YouTubey thing on as well. I'm just tired. I'm not really. I'm just my brain's still processing and waking up. So, how is everybody anyway? Hey, Maiko. Hello. Enzo. Oh, I didn't think you'd be around, Enzo. Did you want to come and say hello? You can. You can pop in if you've got your face on or, if you want. I just assumed, because Enzo's going to be with me tomorrow, as usual. But why not? What about you, Mark? What are you doing? Julie, hello. Just a second. Just a second. Enzo might be still. I don't even know what time it is there. Enzo, what's the time? Yeah, me too. Probably not paranormal. Just coffee does help in the morning, but there you go. So whatever. And Betty, hello. Did I say hello to you? I'm dreadful, but you've got to forgive me. I mean, there's how many of you? A handful, a handful in, and I'm still like, oh, have I said hello? But there you go. 12:56. Is that lunchtime, Julie? Like nearly afternoon? Oh, all right, Enzo. Since you're so pushy. Oh, dear. Yeah, so I went, as you would know, I went to on a road trip with my daughter, and I went to an asylum, not to stay or anything like that, just to just to visit. Let me see, Enzo. Hang on a second. I think that's right, mate. There you go. Give that a shot. Just a second, guys. I'm just typing. Right, done. Okay, there we go. All right, I'm going to get rid of that. And I'm back. I'm back. 2 in the afternoon. Oh, so this time sort of works because I wanted to make sure. I'm not sure if Maisie will be here or how many people are going to be here from the UK, but that's why I thought I would do it because often, as you know, when I do the live streams, it's evening in America, lunchtime for me, but it's like an ungodly hour, 2 a.m. or something like that in the UK. So I thought, why not? I'm up early most days anyway. I'm usually up by 4:30. So I thought, well, it's not too hard for me to do this. Oh, hey, Kathy. Hey, Kathy. Yeah, so I went to, what was I telling you? Oh, yes, I went to an asylum and I did put up a little clip for the members to have a listen to an EVP. Mike O listened to it. I'm not quite, I don't know. I'm still, in the moment, I was in the asylum with my friend Lisa. There was a group of really noisy people. Don't ever investigate in groups, guys. I only did it because I thought that was my only option. Found out later that if I had have asked when I got there, I could have done one just by myself with my friend, but it would be great if they would put that on their website. But anyway, I can do it another time. However, having said that, this really noisy group of people were in another room, and it was just my friend Lisa and I in the morgue. Oh, hello, Enzo. Here he is. Look at that.
Hello.
He's all pretty and ready. Oh, look at that. There you go. Hey,
Freshly
Mike, if you want to come in too, Mike, because Mike's a member, Enzo. Mike joined my little membership thing. Yeah. If he wants to
Nice.
come in, he can. But I'm just trying to think, Mike. Mike, can you Facebook message me, mate? Because otherwise, I'll go off of here it's early. So if you want to come on, message me. I'll see it pop up and I'll paste the link. It's all good. It's all good. Oh dear. So what was I saying? See, I can't even think. Wait on. Another sip of coffee and I'll be right.
So it's what, 6 a.m. for you right now?
5.
5.
It's 5 a.m. Yeah, it's 5 a.m. I think my computer's off or something because, like, the time on my computer has just gone 5, but the time on the YouTube said I was late, and then the time on my phone said I was only 2 minutes late. I'm like, "What's going on?" I'm in a
Yeah, you did
time
start
warp.
a couple minutes early.
Oh, well, there you go. Everyone will forgive me.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Mike, no worries. Don't say I didn't offer. Yeah, that's what I was saying, yes. So there was noisy people in the room next to me. I haven't even I can play it for people here. I think I could probably still clean it up a bit, but I'm still not, I don't know. It was really weird. So there was people in the room next to me at this asylum. My friend Lisa was standing to my right. I had my camera and she was holding, because I got a camera. I'm not sure what I think of it yet, but she was holding my phone, right? And we were just, for whatever reason, had just stopped talking. I could still hear the morons next door. I hope no morons are watching, but I highly doubt it.
I'm
I could
sitting right
still,
here. We're next door to each other. What? I can hear you.
anyway, it was quiet. And all of a sudden, I hear this between the two of us. So, not coming from that room, between the two of us, as if someone was just off, just where I couldn't see them, but they were behind us. And it was this funny noise, but it sounded like a whisper. And I heard it. And then I looked at her and she looked at me and she said, "Did you hear that?" And I said, "What did you hear?" And she said what she thought she heard. And I went, "I think that's what I heard." I said, "It sounded like 2 words." And she went, "Yep." And I said, "Oh my God, I hope the camera caught it." My phone camera did. The one I was holding, only little. So that's why I reckon that Samsung phone microphone is really good, because that's what picked up the singing ghost. But anyway, so then we went and sat down, and this is the part of the footage I still haven't listened to properly. We went and sat down and said, "Let's just be quiet for a minute and see if anything else happens." But while I was saying that, we heard this noise again, but this time it sounded like it was coming from down the hallway where we were. And we looked at each other. I said, "Who is that talking?" And it wasn't the people next door. I could hear them clearly, morons. Anyway, I said, so I've still got to look at that. But I did play it for Mike and a few others, and they all heard something. But with Mike's permission, because he's a member, let me see. I could just thinking how I do this. Wait a minute. I go back to my content and I go back. All the members have had a chance to listen anyway. I just wanted their opinion because I was going to put it in the episode, but I still want to clean it up a bit. I think I can. Yes, Enzo, that's it. Struth, where did I put it? Videos. Oh, there it is. All right. So if I make it public and publish.
Michael says it was a loud, breathy voice.
Yeah. Well, hang on. I'll play it. Hang on. I'll get part. I'll just bring it up on the thing. Forgive me at the moment, guys, because I'm still. I'm waking up. I'll be all right. I'll be all right. Present.
That coffee in
Present.
you.
Yeah, I just got to drink my coffee. Share. I think that's it. That looks like it. Share. And I'll just go past all this writing because that was just explaining to them what I've just basically said, that we were a lot, like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't. So you'll hear me. You'll hear footsteps because because this is from my phone, right? And my friend decided while she was in there, she'd take a photo. So she had her camera, her phone, in a case. So she's managing my phone and then she's trying to get the photo with her case. So you see her case, you don't see anything else, but you can hear us. You'll hear us talking. You'll hear footsteps stop. And then that's when you hear it. So let's have a look. I think this is right. Unmute. Can you hear that okay, Andrew? My friend's phone. Ooh. Did you hear anything? Or is it?
I did. It was I couldn't make out what it was saying, but I was it's
Yeah,
kind of a
I do. Uh, but anyway, you can probably hear it better if you just listen. Ooh, if you just listen later. But yeah, so it sounded, and I can clear it up better. I'd already put that on, and I fiddled around. And if you fiddle with the like the treble and bass and stuff, it clears up. It really sounds like someone saying "Get out," the classic that I always make fun of. So I don't know. So I don't know. It could have been, for all I know, someone from the group snuck around, thought they'd be a smart ass, but we looked pretty quick and we didn't see anyone, and the group was off to the side. It's just in the moment we heard it, the camera caught it. So I'm still not convinced, but I still don't know. Like, it was between us. I don't think the old adage of people who can throw their voices, I don't think that's true, is it?
the other group that was like loud, were they also paranormal investigators? Were they no?
No, because they would have known that they should be freaking quiet when someone's asking questions.
You had to shush people.
Oh, I didn't because I knew what I was in for. I was just hopeful that like the boy that was leading it, he's got an awesome job. That's his job. His job 7 nights a week, if they want him, is to take people through for paranormal investigations. But it's a group. They had a group of 12. And I thought, the minute I heard that, I went, oh, no. Even 4 is too much. But that group that was in there, that wasn't 12. There was 4 people in there with the guide. So that was 5 people off to the side. The others left, so you can do like 2 hours and then stay on for a bit longer. Yeah. Oh, I tell you what, Sky Talker, I'll tell you some fun, because I'm pretty sure none of them are watching. And if there were 2 young people there, they might be watching, but I doubt it. Not at this hour. They were normal. There was normal people there. There were normal people there, just wondering, not investigators, just there to see about it. Yeah, but there were 2 Looney Tunes. There were 2 Looney Tunes. One Looney Tune said that they were a medium, and I'm not saying that's why they're a Looney Tune. I'm saying,
were they really a large?
Yeah, I think they could have been a large, possibly, yeah, not a small, maybe even an extra large. But we were sitting. I really tried. I tried to do a lot of things, and I went off. I told the guy what I was doing. I went off from the group with just my friend Lisa. But these people, it's not their fault. Never been on investigations before, but I kind of wish the guide had have said, shh, keep your voices down because she's over there. Let's move over here. But it's all right. That didn't happen. This woman, we were in a room. I had my camera, right? Had my camera. Lisa was sitting next to me with my phone. We're in a room. The guide wanted to do an EVP type session. So he said, does anyone want to do anything? I said, I'll ask some questions. So I basically did what I normally do. Hey, if there's anyone here, I'm holding the camera. My friend's got a camera. We might not hear you with our ears, but try to talk towards that. It might pick you up, bloody blah. This woman, medium, was talking to somebody. And I said, sorry, are you talking to me? She goes, no. And then she goes, have they ever tried to knock the camera out of your hand? Have you ever had them knock the camera out of your hand? And I looked back at her. I said, you're talking to me? And she goes, yeah. And I said, no. I said, but if that happened, that would be worldwide news. That would be awesome. And she goes, oh. And anyway, then I went back to asking a question, and I hear this woman go, do you want to talk to the camera? And I thought she was talking to me again. And I'm like, what? She goes, yes, I didn't think so. And then she goes, they tell me they don't want to talk into your camera. And I looked around it and I went, okay. And the guide's gone, interesting. Then we moved. I'm like, oh, here we go. And then we went into another room in another part of the building that was supposedly, not supposedly, it was a children's ward back in the day from when kiddies were little up until the age of 21. They had a nickname for it called the Bull Run. And that's because kids used to run up and down the hallways and make lots of noise, right? So, hi, Fairbricks. Sorry, I'll say hello to everyone in a minute. You know what I'm like once I start talking. Hey, Giselle. So anyway, we're in this building. My friend and I, Lisa, walk away again because I kind of wanted to go down the end of the hallway. There was something about it that I wanted to have a look at. We got down there and it was like a bathroom. And it was the original bathroom. Obviously, over the years, they've added toilets and shower stalls, but it was the area that was the bathhouse. And not only did it stink because it was hot, so stunk like sewage, but there was, apart from that, there was just this kind of creepy feel to it, which I normally don't get creeped out by things. But I said to my friend Lisa, I said, oh, what do you reckon? A few horrible things happened back in the day in this room. She goes, yeah. I said, let's go. So we walked out and this woman was standing there and she goes, oh, what's in there? And I said, a very smelly bathroom. I said, but, feels a bit yucky. And she goes, oh, I've been talking to the children and they don't like the bathroom. I looked at my friend Lisa. I said, the children. And I said, which children? She goes, oh, there's a little group of children. They're not all friends. But she said, but they're telling me that they don't like the bathroom.
Children at a asylum?
Well, yeah, there used to be. But I kind of thought, but she was wonky. Like she was a sandwich short, a picnic, a few roos loose in the top paddock. There was something not right about her. I've met people who say they are mediums, and whether or not they are is another thing. But this lady was creepy. Like, I'm like, oh, and she'd walk off on her own on these little, says me, but she'd walk off on her own, just stand and stare at things. It was kind of creepy. I think she was off her meds. Anyway. Then we're about to leave. Aren't I lovely? Hey, Daniel. I'm so lovely. And then you're seeing the nasty side of me now, folks. This is the nasty side. I just got so annoyed. Yeah, got so annoyed with this woman. But it wasn't just. She was interfering. So this tour guide or the guide would be trying to do things, and she'd just be interjecting. And saying, oh, I'm talking to this one and I'm talking to that one. And, oh, I feel this, I feel that. And I'm thinking, dude, it's not all about you. Shut up.
I am the center of attention. Pay attention to me.
That's what she was doing. There was another young lass there that was a bit funny too. She wandered off. We couldn't find her. And then when she come back, she said she'd been off in a corner having a great conversation with a group of kids. And she could hear us calling for her, but she didn't want to interrupt the children that were telling her stories. Okay.
At least she had manners. Yeah,
at least she had manners, though. But she wasn't. That was the only time she was kind of like, I thought, okay. And it's not to say that they were not having conversations with the dead. Who am I to say they weren't? But it was just the behaviour. The behaviour. Yes, Marco, the behaviour was less than. So if I ever go back, and I think I will go back there, I'll clean up that EVP a bit. I should edit the thingo. I'll take that off. I'm good. I'm working while I'm talking. How's that? I've just saved it. So people can listen if they want. So listen to that EVP later if you want to, guys, and let me know what you think. But it kind of is weird. I'll see if I can clear it up a bit. But again, I'm not saying it is what it is. It's just really weird because I heard it in the moment and it wasn't out there. It was here. It was just weird. I don't know. A bit like my singing ghost. I still think that's what it was. I still do think that. But the skeptic side of me is I was there with Cassie, Ron, and Jason. I did ask Cassie if it was her. She said it was not. But the skeptic in me says, oh, what if she did but forgot she did? Like if she did it and then didn't realize she did it. I don't know. All these things come up in my mind, but I don't know. That was still really weird. Let me have a look. She was not the sharpest spoon in the drawer, eh? No. Or the what's the other saying? We say the sharpest tool in the shed as well. That's another one. Oh, Daniel, thank you.
Hey, look at that.
What's up with Cody Satori? I don't know. What's up with Cody Satori? Is she sick or something? Tell me more. Daniel, tell me more. Let me see. Hang on. I just want to see what I've missed, Enzo, because everyone knows what I do.
Gotta say hello to everybody that's piled in.
Yeah. Let's see. Hang on. I'll start from I know I said hi to Betty and Lisa and Jennifer. I need my magic mirror. Julie. Hey, Julie. I know you didn't sleep well, mate. I hope you get a good sleep tonight. Maybe you should, I don't know if you can drink alcohol, but maybe you should just get plastered and pass out.
Yeah, it's for medicinal purposes.
Well, yeah, medicinal purposes. I don't know what the answer. I feel so bad for Julie because it's really chronic pain. It's horrible. And so I'm not making light of it because I would not want to be in your shoes for $1 million, Julie. I cry enough when I get a headache, Enzo. It's like, oh.
So did you just drive in today? You just got back?
No.
You slept.
No.
You slept because it's morning.
I've slept. Don't worry. Yeah. Probably not paranormal. Hello. And Michael, I already said hello to. And who else? Oh, Enzo. Hello, Enzo. And Fantastic Publishing. I put out a little video yesterday. She's going to start doing some blogs and things. So if anybody, can you post your own link? I'm not sure, but anyway, I put a link in my comments to her video. So in the comments, the comments section on the channel, if you go there, it was interesting. Plus, she talked about me. Not up myself. No, it was good. It was her opinions and thoughts upon the paranormal and why we should keep it real. It was good. Who else? I think Sky Talker, hello. And Giselle, I saw you. And I think that's a pretty name, isn't it? Giselle. Who's Giselle in a Disney movie? What's the Disney movie with a Giselle? I can hear it. Giselle. Someone can tell me. Maybe Giselle can tell me. There is a Disney movie with a character called Giselle. Oh, I think it's Enchanted. Yes, I think it's the movie Enchanted with Dr. Dreamy or whatever his name was out of Grey's Anatomy. I've gone blank. Anyway, now I know what I'm talking about. See, I'm still tired. And I think and of course, Daniel, thank you. Oh, yes. Look, now I'm with you, Daniel. Look, I think in regards to those two, I reckon, I don't know. It's a big controversy. I do think there's something odd about what they do. And I think it's been looked at by, all the debunkers who have come up with different ideas on how they're doing it. I do think there's something fishy going on. So far as, is it Satori is the daughter of Jason Hawes? I tend to err on the side of caution when I talk about females because being a female and knowing that when you fall for somebody and you believe every word that comes out of their mouth, it doesn't matter what they do, you believe them. And she seems young, Satori, I could be wrong. But I do know that the Cody fellow, there's old footage of him doing this without her, doing this, I have seen that. So far as Satori, well, she obviously comes from a good family, which doesn't mean anything. So did Jeffrey Dahmer. But I think she was.
Comparison.
Yeah, for a comparison. I think she's probably a good kid. And as a female, and all the female, look, even men, but usually it's a female thing. When you fall in love with somebody and you fall for someone, sometimes, like I say, everything that comes out of their mouth is gospel. And if he has fed her gospel and she believes it to be true, I will forgive her if at some point in future they are not together anymore and she goes, "Oh my God, he lied to me." Do you know what I mean? Women, women can be. So I don't know what to think about her because of where she comes from. Because of, I'm assuming, the right way she's been brought up. I think she believes it. That's what I think. I think she believes it's real. But I think she believes it's real because they're together. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are, Daniel. I'm pretty sure they're a couple. So that's what I think. However, I've had other people say, "Oh no, she blah 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 blah." I don't know. I don't know them, and I'm keeping out of it. I don't think Enzo knows anything about it.
I have to be honest. I don't know who it is that we're talking about,
No.
but you do see the if one person is starstruck or in love with them, they will sometimes agree on the same things when that may not necessarily be true, to kind of avoid fights later. If you're
Yeah.
actual, husband and wife or boyfriend girlfriend kind of a thing, it's easier just to say, "You're right, honey," and
Yeah.
secretly roll your eyes off camera, kind of a thing. But I don't know either one of these folks, so
No,
I
and
can
and
see where
and
that's
I
the case.
don't either. I've just seen the debunkers' videos. I've seen some pretty nasty comments about both of them that have nothing to do with what they're doing, just like name calling and stuff. And I think, why do you have to go there? Like,
It's just
all right, I just called a medium a Looney Tune, but I didn't
and
insult how
alarmed.
she looked. I didn't insult how she looked. I didn't insult how she spoke. I didn't, I think people, yeah, I don't think people should do that. So that's my opinion, is that I don't think that it's real. I do think that they tricked, for example, young Cody and oh God, the two boys, Sam and Colby. That's it, not Kobe, Colby. Sam and Colby. I did see that episode. I watched that Sam and Colby episode. I saw what Satori and Cody were doing with the clicking and talking supposedly to these two boys' grandparents and family members, which obviously affected one of them quite badly because his grandma had only just recently passed away. Most of what they said, I could probably research in a day, and they would have known those boys were coming. So that's all I'll say on that. And it's easy to research someone if you really want to. You may not find out everything, but you could find out a few things that would make them go, "Oh my God." So I don't know. Unless I was there, saw it with my own eyes, then I would make a judgment. But based upon everything that's been presented, I don't think it's real. I think it's a very sad case of deception and hurt, because you can't be saying to people, "I'm speaking to your great-great-grandmother and they're proud of you." Like, what? Like, yeah, good. All right, tell them to tell me such and such, or tell them to tell me so and so, or whatever. Because I'd have a great question for them if they told me they were talking to my son. I can tell you now. And I reckon they couldn't. I wish they could, but I don't think they can. So that's as much as I'll say on that, I guess. What's Maiko say? Cody and Satori copied Greg and Dana's Paranormal Museum and were sued over it. Ooh.
Really?
Interesting. But hang on. This shows you my ignorance. Who are Greg and Dana? Or Dana? Is that how you'd say it? Or Dana? Dana. I suppose it's an American accent. Dana.
Yes.
Dana. Greg and Dana.
What is the name of their
Greg.
show?
Oh, they've got a show.
Yeah. Oh,
But
what's it called?
but if you copy a museum, aren't you just copying an idea, or did they copy it?
It's the couple that did Hellier, if you're familiar with that. And they kind of have their Museum of the Weird, and they kind of have a podcast show that they've done where they talk about the different things in their Museum of the Weird and things like that. Haunted Objects Podcast. There you go.
Ah, okay. Let's see. Sam admitted to how he can cry back in old days. He's acting. It's exactly the same old prank. Oh, look. Yeah, no. I'm fully aware that Sam and Colby are actors and have been in little movies and such. Absolutely. What I'm saying is I've also since watched different interviews with those boys and another person, and they're very, very, what's the word? Careful. Not as careful as me, for example. They're very careful of how they address these rumours. They did get them back a few times to try and debunk it. And if you look, I'm reading between the lines of what I've seen these boys say and other people involved, and I think they've got to be really careful. They can't just come out and say, "Yep, they faked it and we were had," because there might be some legal ramification to that. And those boys, yeah. So I do believe that they know they were had, and they were. I think that's my opinion. My opinion. But that's all I want to say about it because it's stressing me out. Just stressing me out. Hang on. Who? The lady investigated UK's most haunted prison, Shepton Mallet, last month. What lady? Is that the Dana lady?
She says, "I'm the lady."
Oh, you're the lady. Oh, I can read. It is like, look, it's not quite 5:30, all right, in the morning. Tammy. Oh, Tammy, hello and welcome in. So, Tammy, tell me about that then. Did you get anything? Or is there a video that, tell me. I'll look for it. Sky Talker says, I see. They seem to be getting cocky, but maybe I'm thinking it's Seth Borden I despised for cockiness. Oh, look, I don't know. They're young kids, and their show's aimed at young people, not older people, and whatever. The Seth boys a bit funny, but yeah, I don't know. I just, good on them. I wish them all the luck in the world. They're only young. They don't seem to do any harm, really, I don't think. And anyone who watches them and believes that it's full on real, oh well, bad luck, poor kids. But it's kids, and my kids watch it too when they laugh, and even my kids say, "Oh, that probably wasn't real." Do you know what I mean? So,
You're right.
I think honestly, I think most people who watch those boys or any of the other people that are way over the top, it's just sad that they make those sorts of shows. Like, actually, if you watch a Sam and Colby episode, they'll be places and they overreact. Oh my God, it's a bump or whatever. But interjected within the whole episode is just them being kids, being silly, saying silly things, doing silly things.
Right.
And that's exactly who it's aimed at. It is aimed at 20-something, even younger. Like my daughter's 18. So that's what it's about. So I've got no problem with them. Let them do what they want to do. They're just kids. Have fun. If they overstep the line, I don't know. I don't know. It's just a kid's show. That's how I view it. I need a warmer coffee. I've talked so much. Mine's getting cold. Sky exactly. Whatever.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Dr. Phil's all finished now, isn't he? Did his last show or something at some point?
I
I'm not sure.
guess I never watched it.
Oh, Julia, anyone under the age of 30 is a kid to me. So that's how I see them. I just see them as kids. I think really anyone under the age of 35 I still see as a kid. I still call people in their 40s lovely little boys or girls. So I don't know. But to me, they're kids. That's just my opinion. What's Tammy? She saw a shadow figure dart out of one of the cells and dart back in. Ooh. And hang on, she's got a couple of videos. And yes, I had some communication for a Mary Ann, who was the first female. Ooh, what did Mary Ann do? Ooh, probably back in the, if she was the first serial killer, I'm going to guess poisoned people and then made stew out of them. I could be wrong.
Should you be eating something you poisoned? I don't think that would work out.
No, that wouldn't work out, would it? Maybe you cook it out. Maybe the poison gets cooked out.
That's just seasoning at that point. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, Maiko. Look, they are, so I think personally I would leave them well enough alone. Whatever. They're just kids. It's the older people, the adult males and females that I see doing things where they're those boys are making money. Absolutely, they're getting paid a fortune via YouTube for making appearances. They've got merch. They're making money, and that's fine. But unlike some of these other paranormal investigators that make money through sort of begging for it and asking for it, and hey, buy this now. And we can't do this without your help. Give us money. Hey, I can't get to this location if you don't give me money. Like, that's not on. And that's what a lot of these other ones do. And says me who now I'm monetized, but I don't like, I'm happy because that shows me that I've worked hard to get to a point on YouTube where other people go, right? But if nobody gave me anything, again, I don't care. I do this because I love it. But there's people out there that full on take advantage of people and feed them bullshit with a spoon, and I don't like it. Yeah. Like CJ's Haunted Dirt, you don't know about that, Enzo. There's a fellow called, CJ bought a so-called haunted farm, right? So this is what I'm talking about. This bloke called CJ bought a haunted farm. Who knows? Could be haunted, right? But what he did was he dug up dirt from the haunted farm, put it in jars, and offered it up for sale.
You're kidding me.
Nope. Oh, here we go. She poisoned 213 husbands. Holy crap.
I think she poisoned 21, 3 husbands, her lover, and 16 children.
I was going to say 213 husbands is a lot. Lucky Enzo's here, guys, because obviously I'm not awake.
Wait a minute. She had 3 husbands. The first 2 didn't realize that they mysteriously were poisoned and died.
I don't know, 16 children. Oh, well, I'm glad they got rid of her. Hey, Tammy. Wow. Oh, Bill, thank you. I should go to the restaurant where I took you out to dinner and I should buy myself a hamburger. Bill has got a channel, Warm Strong Adventures. He talks about cruises and the do's and the don'ts and stuff. He's getting very popular. And thank you, Bill. But he came here on a cruise. Oh, well, actually, you came here on a plane, but he came here on a plane to get on a cruise. And I met him in between, and his hotel was up the road from a pub on the corner. So we had dinner together and talked about all sorts of things. He's really an interesting man. He was a policeman in Detroit, Enzo. He used to be a policeman. I think, Bill, you were a captain, weren't you? You got that high up, captain? He could, yeah. Not like the captain on 9-9 or whatever it is. The poor fellow passed away. But, yeah, but Bill's really cool. So if you like cruising, and you want to know how to go on a cruise ship, and what to look out for and what to do, go check out Warm Strong Adventures. Love you, Bill. Thank you. Sky Talker. I never got married. You're clever. I don't think Enzo was clever. Did you get married, Enzo? You got married, didn't you?
I have never been married.
Oh my God, Enzo's another genius. I tell you what, I think it's a thing. Yeah, I think it's a thing. Again, I am not a feminist by any stretch of the imagination. Sorry, guys. But I have to admit, growing up, as a girl, you're told one day you'll get married. Because I grew up in that era too, where it was still women didn't have to work if they didn't want to. The husband, you'd get married, you'd have children, the white picket fence, the husband would go off to work, you'd put the slippers out when he came home, all that very 50s stuff. I'd still do that for the right person. But I tell you what, they'd want to mow the lawn and do a lot of other stuff for it. but yeah, so I don't know. But you get kind of brainwashed as a young lady that that's the thing to do. And I did it 2 times. First time wasn't too bad because I did love him, but we were very young. So over time you grow and have different interests. Yeah. And I still care. He's the father of my 2 boys. And the second husband, oh my God, I don't know what I was thinking. I just don't know. So my warning to anyone who's not married, you don't need to get married. Don't even live with them. Don't even live with them. Just have your own place and they have their own place. Hang out sometimes, even have a sleepover, but don't live with them. You know, then you can
go over to their place, they come over to your place.
Oh, look, Julie's just as bad as me.
Wow.
I didn't get married a 3rd time, but I was with someone for almost 10 years. Again, I've got a rotten radar when it comes to men. It's always complicated, Julie. It is always complicated. But I also, it is difficult. And I hope that your current relationship is okay. If it's not, just leave him. Easier said than done. That's what I say. Okay, Marco, who is Lewis Layton? Do tell. He wasn't a serial killer, was he? I hope not. Oh, God, I've just made a joke and it could be this case. Do tell me, who's Lewis Layton? But there you go. Yep, police chief. There you go. See, that's what Bill was. Yeah, in Detroit, of all places. Even I know about Detroit being dangerous and stuff. But anyway. Healthcare decisions and survivor benefits get complicated if you're not married. That's why you don't get married and you don't live with anybody and you have a living will. We do in Australia. You guys call it a living will, don't you? In Australia, we call it an advanced care directive. So you go here in Australia, you go, and I know all about this because I had to tell my clients, you go to your doctor and you've got a form and you fill it in. And it's not like a will. Well, it kind of is. You've got your will for your belongings, whatever. You've got your will. But you have this advanced care directive. So if you get hit by a bus, have a coma, have a stroke, die, whatever, it's kind of like how you want to be buried. Like, hey, put me in a coffin and make sure you put this in with me and that in with me. Oh, and that, you know, if I get hit by a bus, I don't want to be put on life support. Absolutely not at all. Don't worry what anyone else says. Blah, blah, blah. And that is a legal document. It overrides anything anybody could do to interfere with your basically dying wishes. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty good. Okay, but why do you need Social Security? Like, why wouldn't that? See, that's America for you. It confuses me. Here in Australia, if you're not married and you don't live with your partner, you still get a pension. And if you're actually worse off if you live with your wife or a partner here in Australia. So if you live separately and you've got a boyfriend, girlfriend or whatever, you get your full pension when you retire.
Oh, wow.
which is your, you get your full pension. It's not much, but it's still. But if you live with your partner, then because they see it as you're living under one roof, therefore it's joint bills. We don't have to give you as much in your pension, so you get less each. Which,
In
if
the
you want to be
US,
technical, yeah,
in the US, they call that common law marriage, where you're not actually married by a justice of the peace or whatever reason.
yeah,
No,
you've
no
just been
rings or that.
together long
But if you're
enough. Yeah,
living together, you're sharing stuff under one roof. You kind of get treated like you're married.
yeah.
Mostly when
The
there's
same
agreement.
here. Same here. We have the same here. Oh, that's not nice. Well, the first one, I guess, good riddance. And as for the other two, that's horrible. You haven't had much luck either, have you, Lisa? And that's like just recent too with John. So that's sad. So I know that you're still going through crap emotionally for that.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. Find me on the Facebook if you want to ever have a talk, given that I've gone through. You don't stop going through grief, not for something. I'm not, I know I've got a friend who lost a husband, and I've had a few people who have lost husbands. I, I don't know how that grief, I think it's grief, but it's different to the loss of a child. But I think you still carry that grief with you for a long time, like you do that of a child. Like it's still a very strong, not like when you lose your mum or dad, it's kind of like a natural progression, and and you're still sad and you still think about them and all that sort of thing. But the grief is easier to get rid of, like to conquer. But when it's the loss of a partner, like a husband or a wife, although I've known a lot of men who have lost wives and like remarried within a year. I don't know how they do that. I reckon that's a mistake. I don't know. Maybe they didn't really like their wives.
A year. I mean, that's always going to be pretty subjective of how long is that mourning period and things like that. But certainly there have been instances of people where one of them passes away, and within a couple of months they're hooking up with somebody else. It's like,
yeah, that rings alarm bells to me. But what do you do? Oh, Tammy, Blue Sky Lisa, it's all good besides he was cheating on me. Oh, look, all these bloody cheaters. I've had cheaters. Tell you what, put it back in your pocket. But that's why, see, it'll never happen to me again because I'm never going there again. Learn from me, guys. Get to a certain age, have good friends like Enzo and who else? Crow is a good friend. I've got lots of male friends that are great mates. And, I'm not saying if I ever got absolutely plastered and went into some kind of drunken stupor, I wouldn't be interested, but don't let me get drunk.
well,
yeah. No, don't let me get drunk.
I can only imagine that that may occur at what we have here in the background, your magical history weekend at
oh yeah, no, there'll be
Virginia
nothing
City.
magical. There'll be nothing magical happening for me on that weekend. Oh, not even if Keanu Reeves showed up. Do you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, nah. Maybe I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'd let Keanu have his way. Oh God.
Always
Always that. I was just looking at Sky Talker. Where are you? What country? Because that's really interesting. That can't happen here in Australia. Telehealth appointment. Could be, because we have telehealth here where you can't get to see the doctor in person, but you do a Zoom call. We do have that here. I'd like to know, because if that's here in Australia, message me and I can help you with that. If it's in America, then or England, then no. But I can send you in the right direction for because that sucks. That's not good. You can't have that happen. People ripping you off. I'm just having a yeah. I just need to know where you are, Sky Talker. If it's in America, then I don't know. Enzo might have an idea, but
she says I'm in Oz. So
then okay. Find me on the Facebook, and PM me, message me. I can definitely help. I can. All right, I can pop you in the right direction. So don't worry about that. You're lucky my job was what it was. I know who to talk to. No worries. I can help you out with that. Yeah, definitely. So I'll talk to you later about that if you like.
On the Victoria, New South Wales border.
Okay. Oh, Albury or Wodonga. It won't make much of a difference, but there you go. I just drove through there too. Didn't realise you were so close. There you go. I could have had a coffee. David Bowie. Yeah, that was sad, wasn't it? Do you know who I cried over when he died? Peter. Oh, all the monkeys. All the monkeys. I cried when Davy Jones died, but I was a Chuka. Okay, I know where you are. But when Peter, the blonde one, what was he? He played guitar or bass guitar, I think. But Peter Talk, was that his name? Last name?
Yeah.
I was in a hotel room. I was in a hotel room by myself, and the news came up, and I bawled like a baby. I just thought, oh no, not another one. Wow. Yeah, Mickey Dolenz is the only one that's still alive. I feel like I should write him a love letter. I've got a crush on Mickey Dolenz. Maybe I should just write him a little love letter and say, just in case, just don't, because he's like my dad's age, I think, 80 something now. It's funny, you look at all these people on like old movies and stuff, and you forget. And then all of a sudden you'll see a story on someone and you think, that's them? Jesus, when did they get old?
Just time ravaged. It's like, oh, no.
Yeah. Although the last I saw Mickey Dolenz, he still looked pretty good. So he must look after himself.
Yeah, I remember seeing him on something here a couple of years ago, and he looked great.
Yeah, he looked good. And I listened to, he's got a channel. He's got a YouTube channel. And he did remixes of some of their hits. And geez, I liked it. Mickey Dolenz, yeah, Kathy, he does. Maybe just type it in. Because I know he's redone, like he's re-sung some of the hits, and it sounds really good. I love the monkeys. Sky Talker. Mike Nesmith, and he bloody carked it as well. That's so cool. What did his mum invent? Liquid paper, the whiteout stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, his mother invented that. Just as a point of interest, guys, a random fact. Where did you meet them? Oh, my goodness. Oh, so when they were here, is that when you met them? Because they did come to Australia and did a tour. I wanted to see it, but then life got in the way. And what are we talking about now? Tammy, yeah, they end up realising the grass is dead and just painted it green and needs lots of more. Okay, what did I miss on grass? Yeah. I've seen my grass died when I got home from America. The girls, it hadn't been mowed and it was like really, really long. And I got out there with the mower and it all died, but it only took about 2 weeks and it's all green again now. It was too long and it should have been cut. But I love green grass. Not that I'm sure that's what you're talking about. Oh, dear. Enzo, tomorrow we're doing a live, just for those of you who might be interested, as usual, Enzo and I. But anything interesting happening this week in the world of asteroids, meteors, aliens, Bigfoot?
Actually, I'd have to look it up real fast, but there was a story of
tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow a little bit. But basically where they've set up a network for tracking incoming asteroids and were very accurately predicted a small, like 3 foot wide asteroid that hit over northern Europe, and they were very accurate in tracking where it was. It burned up in the atmosphere. It didn't hit the
Oh,
ground or anything.
good.
Stuff like that size, it's going to burn up. But they're very happy with the results of their tracking stuff to determine exactly where it was going to hit, and it hit, or it burned up in the exact area that they thought it would. So they're very happy with how that test turned out.
Cool. Mike O says G1 and G2 solar flares. Have we?
Yep. We've pretty much got the rest of this year where we're going to have a lot of spurts and burps from the sun. It's been very, very active the last like 3 years. This should be towards the end of this year, you're going to start seeing it taper off quite a bit if it holds the pattern it normally does. So.
Tammy, in regard to spraying the grass green, she was talking about cheaters think the grass is greener on the other side. Oh, it is. It probably is for a while, and then the weeds start to pop up. So, and then you think, shit, what did I leave that pretty green grass for? Ta. Sky Talk is saying that, yes, she met Davey at his show, bumped into the tea table, knocked milk bottle off, glass shattered. I died, and Davey laughed and laughed. Insisted me and my 6-year-old son join him and his family. Oh, I hate you. I'm jealous.
Lots of spilled drinks around the monkeys. Why is that?
I don't know. I just loved the monkeys. I was in, I want to say grade 1 when I got my first record, and it was Davy Jones' Daydream Believer. And just a little cover. It had a picture of him walking on the sand. And it was, yeah. You know that song, don't you, Enzo?
Yes, I do.
Yeah. That's one of my favourite songs, actually.
The one that he sang on Brady Bunch to Marsha.
Is that what he sang to her?
I don't remember.
Dream believer and I don't know. But I do remember him. I remember being jealous when he was singing to Marsha. I thought, how dare he? Marsha. Yeah. Oh, geez. Let me check here. I've been. I think I'm getting people grumpy with me on the Facebook. I'm in a group, Virginia City group, and they've all been talking about Julia Bulett, and I'm researching Julia. It's a long process because there's a ton of stuff out there about her, and I think half of it's bullshit, and the other half is hard to decipher from bullshit. And I'm trying to track down. Someone did write a book about her, a famous prostitute in Virginia City, because she was famous because she was murdered. But a book was written about her and goes into great detail about her family and her family tree and name changes. But it was written in the 80s. And I know we had computers in the early 80s, but I'm trying to figure out how. I mean, they must have been able to do it, obviously, but it would have been a hard slog doing someone's family tree and genealogy in that era, because I did try with mine and it was really hard. You had to literally write letters to people, and you had to go to like libraries, and it was a painful thing to do. So I'm trying to, if I can figure out how this person did that. And I've been looking, so I'm in the process of trying to figure out where he got those connections for this Julia, because if what he says is true, then she was fascinating. If what he says is bullshit, what a shame. She was probably still a fascinating young lady. Everybody's fascinating in some way, but yeah, the amount of bullcrap. So I've been writing a few things and I've been getting people go, but that's not true, or but that's not. And I'm not saying it is. I'm saying this is what I've heard. So I think I'll stop commenting on her on Facebook so I don't get yelled at.
Try not to piss off everybody before we have the get together.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what I'm going to try and do. But I know it's hard because people have had these stories about her told in Virginia City. It brings people to Virginia City. But in my opinion, it brings people to Virginia City for the wrong reasons. That's just my opinion. Certainly, they spend money when they're there. They go and look, but it would just be lovely to know the truth. I don't know if I'll find it though, because there's so much rubbish out there. You don't know who to believe. Yeah, Mike, that's what I mean. So that's what I'm looking for. I have found, for example, evidence of what she had left after she died that they sold off to pay her debts. I have found evidence on who looked after her funeral, the funeral home where she was kept until they buried her. Evidence on that I have found. But trying to find evidence on her background, I'm currently trying to track down. It was a cousin that she came to Virginia City with, and he was apparently killed in a mine explosion. I'm trying to track down something on him, because if I can link him to her, there's some more evidence. But I'm trying, so we'll see how I go. Oh, I was going to tell you guys, I forgot. My 5 haunting questions. I've lined up some guests. I'm not going to say who I've contacted to ask to do it, that I'm still waiting on an answer from, but I'll tell you who I've contacted that said that they will. So, Dave Schrader, who is coming along to my Magical History weekend. Dave's going to do it. He's going to do it with me next week. And this week, I have got Kenny Biddle, is it? Marco Biddle. I think that's his last name. Pretty sure that's his last name. I saw him on something with Beardo, and I saw he has his own channel, and I've heard Crow talk about him, and I thought, well, he sounds interesting. I'll check him out. So I sent him a message, and he said that, yep, I'll do that. Yeah, Kenny, thank you. So Kenny Biddle's going to talk to me on my Monday morning, his Sunday night. So your Sunday night, but I'll put out the episode, like, you know how I do it. It's not live. So Kenny's going to talk to me, and Dave Schrader, and I've put out the feelers for 3 more special people who have seen my messages. So I'm waiting for them to answer. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, I'm happy with those 2. That's awesome. So there you go. Yeah, Dave's quite nice. He's very nice. He gets back to me really fast. He doesn't let you linger. So that's nice. Yeah.
Very professional.
Yeah, I think so. It is. Yeah. So I've got to watch a lot of Kenny Biddle stuff over the weekend to familiarise myself with him and what he does. But I did like the interview I saw him do with Beardo. And I like how he does what he does. He does animations too. So there you go. How can you be jealous? I'm jealous of you for knocking glass over and having dinner with Davy Jones. I wish he wasn't dead. I wish he wasn't dead. Why do people have to die? Never mind. We all have to die. I'll die one day. What age do you think you'll be when you die, Enzo? What's your cutoff point, do you reckon?
For me, in my current state of health, it's almost 2 p.m. So, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Oh, well, I hope it's not today.
No, I don't think it'll be today. My family history, especially the men, are fairly long-lived, well, deep into their 80s. It was kind of common. So I still have a few more decades left in me.
Yeah. My family history is not too bad on my mum and dad's side. My dad, my grandpa lived till he was 96. He just got prostate cancer, so that did him in. But 96 is still a good innings, as we say in the cricket field. Well, actually, you'd say that in baseball. You have innings in baseball, don't you?
Yep.
So he had a good innings. And my grandmother, my mum's mum, Nana, she lived till she was 87, but she got really crook with some kind of liver thing. But all of her sisters lived into their hundreds. I don't want to live into my hundreds. Wow. I think my cutoff point will be, I think 86. I'll be happy to go. I like that number. So if I get to 86 and I'm still able to be out in my garden and stuff, and then something happens, I want to be sitting in my chair in my garden, watching the birds, and then just nod off. That would be my dream death. So just that's what I would like. Except then, of course, someone's got to find me in my chair in the backyard, and that'll be a real bastard. So maybe I could be more helpful and at least be laying in a bed so they can get me out on a trolley. You got to laugh at death, people, otherwise you cry. But yeah, I've helped lots of people when I've been in nursing, and I was in the hospital, and I looked after quite a few. Except for children, I can't laugh about the death of a child, but adults into their, later years that are passing from cancers or whatever.
Yeah.
They enjoy talking about it and making fun about it in their final days. Like it helps them, I think, in some respect, deal with it a little. The families don't like it, but the
Right.
patient. So
many of my older relatives, I remember even as a kid, would just joke about it like every time they'd open their mouth, like, "Yeah, if I wake up tomorrow, we'll go do this."
Yeah,
That kind
yeah,
of thing.
yeah. And I just think because ultimately, especially in the paranormal field, I mean, we're looking for proof that there's something beyond death. So
Right.
I've got a sneaking suspicion because of what happened with my son when he passed, which I'll never be able to prove as fact. It was just something that happened. I kind of think, I don't know, but I kind of think that there is something. I don't know what, I don't know where we go. But if I closed my eyes tomorrow and didn't wake up and my son came to get me, I'd be the happiest person in the world. Oh, well, in death. Does that make sense? Like,
It
that's
does.
where I'm going, if my son is going to be there when I take my final breath, and my nana and my dogs that all died, and
Sure.
all, if that's, I want to. I'm not frightened. I'm not scared of death anymore. If I'm
Yeah.
just not.
And it's,
I'm scared
I
of
think a
how I
bigger
die.
part
I
of,
don't want to like get bitten in half by a shark or something.
yeah, that
But
would not be great.
yeah,
But
it would be
I
a
think a
great
lot of
death.
that, it would certainly end up that way. It would, I feel a lot of it is not having any regrets, things that would, it's like, I wish I had done this or that or whatever. Uh, I feel the best possible way to pass away is where you're ready. It's like, hey, I've done a lot of things, and
Yep.
I have no regrets about all the things I've done in my life. Let's move on to whatever this next thing is.
Yeah, and that's why I'm going to get to some comments in a second. That's why doing what I'm doing at the moment is making me extremely happy. And this is probably the last year I'll be able to do what I'm doing, like going overseas, because unless something changes, I'm not going to be able to afford that anymore. But I know I could get behind the wheel of my car and drive around Australia, and that scares me. There was a few scary instances on the road coming back, just mental people in their cars. But anyway, but yeah, I think that's the thing. Do some stuff that's on your bucket list, even if it's only one thing that's on your bucket list. Even if it's contacting somebody from years ago that you might have thought that you hurt their feelings, and you can contact and go, hey, I found you. Just wanted to say back in whatever, when we were at that dance, I was shitful to you. I'm sorry. And then you'll feel better. I have done that. I've done that over time. You sit and you think about something, you think, geez, I was nasty. Why did I do that? And
Yeah.
then I contact people, because you do stupid things when you're young.
Oh, of
But,
course. And
yeah.
that brings closure to, even if like they don't even remember it or don't care, to you, that's
Sometimes they
brings
don't.
closure to that topic to
Yeah,
where you're okay with it now. So you said
yeah,
your piece.
I actually had one person say, did you? And I went, yeah, and it's played on my mind for so long, because I'm usually not like that. Oh, you want to grab a coffee? Okay. So it was good. Lisa says, I didn't think I'd make it to 30. I was a Coke junkie in the late 80s and early 90s. I'm now 58, so I'm good. Now, Coca-Cola or cocaine? I'd go for Coca-Cola. That's more addictive, I reckon. I'm glad that you're.
I
I'm
don't
glad
think
that
it is.
it's not. I don't know. Sometimes if there's Coca-Cola in the fridge and there's water, I reach for a Coca-Cola because it tastes good. But yeah, I try to stay away from the little drinks. And she says, yes, it's better to laugh. What's that? Blue Sky left the bottle at 30 and I'm 47 now. Oh, okay. So it was cocaine. Dun, 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 dun. I, I yeah, I'm probably pretty lucky. I've never been addicted to anything like that, except for chocolate, cake, and Coca-Cola sometimes. But I try to stay away from Coca-Cola because it's really bad for you. I won't go into another lecture like I did last time about the Coca-Cola.
I've been off sody pop for a really long time. Just maybe once a month. Like if I have to do a lot of running around, I'll just get up and just go, and I'll have like a monster drink or something later in the day because I normally drink like 2 of these of coffee a day because I just like coffee. But other than that, it's been many years, mostly because I suffer from kidney stones. If you want really bad kidney stones, drink a lot of soda. That'll get you off of that really quick.
I think the pain is more when they pass, isn't it, Enzo?
Well, it's both. It's when it passes. Well, we won't get into the biology of it, but yeah, it hurts a lot.
I know where it goes. My dad had one and he cried. I thought, I'm just so
it really
glad.
is. For me, it always felt like somebody had like a knitting needle and just stabbed it into the side and just leaves it there.
Oh, look, all the men will tune out now. They'll be going, ow.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, I hope you don't follow in your mum and dad's footsteps, Cap. Oh, Cindy, just watch yourself, all right? Probably not paranormal. Her Nana was. Are you probably paranormal? Are you a boy or a girl? I should know your name, shouldn't I? Tell me your name. Great grandmother was 92, grandmother was 82, mother is 76 and has at least a decade in her yet. Yeah, 76 isn't old to me now.
Yeah. It's funny how what you consider old, that's a sliding scale. The older you get, that
what's Tammy say? I've decided I'm going to be a mischievous spirit when I pass, pulling pranks on the living. I'm going to haunt somewhere. I'm going to, if it's possible to come back and forward, I'm going to haunt some paranormal investigators and say things like, demon, and get out. And, I'm just going to have fun. And if I'm strong enough to throw things, yeah. I'm with you, Tammy. I'll harass a medium. My real name was used against me since age 5. My own mum, then anyone she said it to, can you guess what my name is? It's to do with death.
Oh, those are almost song lyrics there at the end.
I don't know. What's a name that's got to do with death?
I have something I could say, but I'm not going.
All right. I don't know. You're going to have to tell me because.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Who would name their child after death? Trying to think of who's even got Lucifer. No, that doesn't make sense. But he's just the devil, isn't he? Just the devil. Oh, hey JD, hello. Sorry I didn't see you there. We're just my dad's still alive. My mum's not. My mum died when she was 77. She had emphysema. She was a heavy smoker back in her day. But that's probably what killed her. But she did have lung cancer, but they got it. They managed to get that, but they did warn her that she needed to give up the smoking, or it's possible it could come back. And also she was developing emphysema. But I think she gave up for maybe a week. So there you go. Oh, Lucy. Oh, yeah, like Lucifer. Diane. What's Diane got to do with death?
Die? I don't know.
Die. And, like in die. And, is that what they did? Oh, why don't you just Diane. I bet you that's what they did. That's an Aussie thing. I don't know if they do that in America. Just Diane. I bet that's what it was. Oh, a bit rough for your mum to do that. Dear. Let me see. Oh, guys, thank you. If not for popping into a crow stream and meeting a lot of you here right now, I'd given up on finding intelligent life on Earth. Some of us are very intelligent. Some of us not so much. But Enzo's
Some of
pretty
us aren't
smart.
from Earth, so that helps.
Yeah, some of us, that could be it. Yeah, yeah. And yeah, hi, JOD. Julie. Oh, Haunting Hunters Paranormal, hello. I'm just seeing Lana, hello. What's Tammy saying? We're just talking random crap at the moment, everybody, about how we want to die, when we want to die, all that sort of crap. just mental stuff. I had a spirit growl at me and I told it off. I said, don't growl at me, and I ain't scared of you. And I said, I can growl too, and growl back at it. See, you're my kind of person, Tammy. That's what I would do.
I would do the same. I've heard like creaking and stuff in my house before. That there was ones where I knew what it was because we had a windstorm, so the whole house was kind of shifting and making weird sound.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounded all the world like one of those classic kind of things. But it was just the creaking of the house, and I literally like looked over my shoulders, like, beat it, just like mess with me. Which, of course, I laughed at. But
whenever over the years, I've had funny things happen in the house. Like things will move from one place to the other. I think it's just children, or something will break, or there'll be a noise. And my girls will go, "Did you hear that?" And I'll go, "Yeah, it's just Fred." And I'll say, "Fred, stop it. Who's Fred?" "Oh, he's just a ghost." And my kids like, "Oh, okay." So growing up, if there was a funny noise or anything, my kids would often say, "I think Fred's at it again." I don't know if there was ever a Fred. Oh, Sonny, hello.
No, I was about to say, there's our own little in-house spirit right there.
Yeah, Sonny. Oh, Sonny. How long have I been talking? Oh, only an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah. I'll stay on for another 40 or so. But there you go. Oh, well, I don't know. We'll see. I wish I lived in an active house, Julie. I know you don't think that's a good idea, but it'd just be so good. I could say, do things. Can you help me with this problem? Because you're obviously a spirit and you've lived and had a life. So what do you reckon I should do here? That's what imagine that. What was that newspaper thing back in the day? You'd write dear so and so, like it had a name, a paper.
Dear Abby.
Abby, yeah, that's it. Dear Abby Ghost. What do you think I should do?
Dear Abby Normal.
Yeah, yeah, dear. Let me see. Sky, I'm on Beardo and Parple's Discord. Oh, Sky must have. Sorry. No. Right. Okay. I'm just catching up. I'm on Facebook under Jeremy Shell in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm here for you and anyone else that needs me. Wow. But your name's Lisa. But you're Jeremy. I'm confused. But that's very kind of you to offer that up. Yeah, sometimes everybody needs to have a bit of a chin wag. How are you going, Sonny? Are you singing to yourself by yourself at all? Because I can send you a link. Let me see.
Sonny, sometimes.
Yeah, hang on. There he is. There he is. I think this is a link. Yep. There we go. I'm back. I sent you a link if you want to come in and say, yes, poor Sonny. Sometimes he goes into his garage and he just sings. He's all by himself. Just him and his dog.
Singing the blues and the paranormal.
Singing the blues. What's Tammy saying? Oh, Jeremy's your son. I get it, Lisa. At another prison I had one spirit walk up to me you heard the footsteps and it told me to get out. And I said, I ain't going nowhere. I paid to be here. So unless you are giving me a refund, I ain't leaving. You're pretty cheeky.
Tammy goes to haunted sites and gets the ghost in a headlock. It's like, I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. There you go, Blue Sky. You're awesome. You've got that, and you are. I think that's why I like this community, because they will reach out to each other, which is nice, and because we're all going through things, all of us, and you don't always talk about it because who wants to hear that crap? But in here, like I know, and if anyone wants to talk to me, they can. I can't fix it. Oh, I might be able to help. I might be able to help a Sky Talker, but that's about it. Like something physical like that, but I might not be able to help. But just sometimes just talking and letting people know what's going on with you helps you, because you realize other people go through very similar things. You're not alone, and I think that's important. It's important to be happy.
There's always someone that's gone through the same thing you're going through now that can give you some advice, give you some, or at least a shoulder to cry on and sympathy about it, if anything.
Absolutely. And, like I say, we can't wave a magic wand and fix it for you. But we can listen, and we can maybe say, well, this is what I did when this happened to me, or there's this person I know, you can talk to them, or this is whatever, that's the whole point. Who's Chris Fat Rabbit? Chris Fat Rabbit has been there for me on Discord. Oh, Chris Fat Rabbit. I had a fat rabbit once. Cuddles was its name. Cuddles. He was a little floppy-eared rabbit, but he got bitten by the next-door neighbour's rabbit, and then he developed a cyst. I treated it for the longest time, got rid of it, and then, I don't know, just one day he went to sleep and didn't wake up. I was very sad. You'll know I walked around for most of the morning with him wrapped in a towel like a baby and bawled. And my kids are saying, aren't you going to bury him? I just walked around with my dead rabbit for hours crying and crying and crying.
No.
Yeah, I was pretty upset. I wasn't that young either. I was really upset. I really loved my rabbit. But anyway, I finally buried him. But I needed that. I did that with my pet duck too. My duck got attacked by a fox, and he wasn't dead, but he was wounded. And someone said, I'll just snap his neck. I went, oh, I was horrified. I said, no, I'll just. So he was in shock. So I wrapped him up in a little towel, and I sat for the longest time with him just doing this. And then he did what all little animals do before they pass. And I knew it because they shudder. They do this thing. It's like their last final effort to stay in the body. It's like the soul doesn't want to go. And then he did his thing, and I just held him tight. And then Niagara Falls. I sat with him for hours too before I could bury him. I hate it. Animals more so. But anyway, that's what you do, eh? Well, what I do.
I had a friend that had a golden retriever. Smartest dog I've ever seen. You could talk to it like you could any human. And it's like he understood you word for word. And when he passed away, I was way more upset than like family members that have passed away, things like that, because that dog was just so great.
I know.
We were always together.
I don't know what it is about animals. I think because I don't know, like they rely so heavily upon you once you have them as a pet. I mean, you forget to feed them or whatever, you're responsible for their death sometimes. But it's the unconditional love that those animals give you. And it's kind of like they don't ask for anything. They just love cuddles. They love giving you cuddles. They're funny. And yeah, so when you lose that little bit that makes you happy, it's like, oh no. Even my duck made me happy. He was a drake. He used to chase people around and bite them. It was funny. I don't know that a piece of me died, Sky Talker, not with the animals. Certainly with my son, yeah, a part of me went with him, that's for sure. But a little part of you, like I've got animals that I just still miss to this day and cry about sometimes. So animals make an impact. How did we get into that subject? That's right, Chris Fat Apple or something. Chris,
that's right.
Someone said something about Chris Fat Rabbit.
Yeah.
That's right. Thanks for that. That led me right down the path of my poor little rabbit.
Thanks for that diversion. Wow.
What's Mike I say? I saw Julie said, what is happiness? Happiness is found sometimes as a small seed under a giant pile of bullshit and burden, but it's there, and once you find it, you never let it go. That is so poetic, Mike. Oh, geez. Look, some days it is really hard to be happy, but for me, I just, now that I'm older, I just sit for a minute and think, okay, what's good? What's been happening that's nice? What's fun? And then I sit in my garden. For me, it's nature. So I can sit in and look at my animals or the birds fly in or see something, and it settles me right down. I think you've just got to find what makes you happy.
That's it.
That's probably, I don't know, but that's what makes me happy. And old movies. I watched, actually, Daniel, I don't know if Daniel's still in here, but thank you, Daniel. He put up a little post on Facebook the other day of the Danny Thomas show. Do you remember that? It was back in the, I want to say,
vaguely remember it.
Yeah. And I went, I think it was the late 50s. And I just thought to myself, oh, how refreshing. So I was just watching this silly little show, the Danny Thomas show. Danny Thomas was a singer and performer back in the day, and his daughter was, I can't think of her first name at the minute. She married Dr. Phil. Marlo Thomas. Yeah, she was that girl. I used to love that show. Who did that? That girl. And then they go to a shot of her. And then she was Rachel's mum in Friends. But yeah, so thank you for that, Daniel, if you're listening and still there, because I watched that. It made me happy. Lots of things make me happy. Is Marlo still alive? I think she just died recently. I could be wrong.
I don't know. I can look it up.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Julie and Karen, happiness is the absence of unhappiness. So what is it when you're happy and unhappy at the same time? Ooh. They do, actually, Blue Sky. They do. Sometimes it's not when they're ready, it's when you're ready. But yeah, it's shitful experience. Did anyone see that movie, Marley and Me, with, I can't remember his name, blonde actor, and Jennifer Aniston? Where they get a little dog and then the dog grows up and stuff. I went to see that thinking it was a comedy, and it was a comedy.
Apparently Marlo Thomas is still alive.
Oh, good. But yeah, I went to see Marley and Me at the cinema, and it got to the end, and in case you haven't seen it, I won't spoil it, but oh my effing God, did they have to go there? So it was I just watched it, and I was in the cinema, and I sobbed, and there was not just me sobbing, there was another lady up the back sobbing because of how the story goes. Oh my God. We've all been through it. It was horrible. Good movie, but horrible. Just like that other movie, My Girl, with Macaulay Culkin. Comedy, my ass. Just because Dan Aykroyd was in it. It was a horrible movie.
Horrible. Dan Aykroyd has done a couple serious kind of roles. So.
Oh, I just remember when it came out. It was called My Girl, and it was Macaulay Culkin, and he'd already made Home Alone or whatever. There was Dan Aykroyd, Jamie Lee Curtis, and I don't know the little girl's name that was in it, but it was done, like, promoted as a comedy, and I thought, oh, cool. Well, with all them in it, it's got to be funny. Oh, it was the most heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching movie I've ever seen, and I'll never watch it again. It was horrible. It was good because it had that effect, but you know what I mean. It was not comedy.
Always strange when you get like comedians and things like that, and they do a serious role. You're not kind of like
You're not
just
prepared for it.
last week they put out the preview for an upcoming Netflix movie with Adam Sandler in it.
Yes, I
And
saw that.
it's a hard sci-fi kind of show where he's it's called Spaceman, where he's on this long, deep space mission by himself, and his pregnant wife is back on Earth, and they're having problems and might be breaking up, and he's just by himself out there in space
Oh, I don't know.
until
Oh,
a visitor arrives, and then it's super weird. But then you're like, okay, is this just in his head? Is this his own psychology? Speaking of just is he in my head, Sonny, hi.
What's up, guys? How's it going?
hey, where's the doggies? Are they there?
Yeah, she's laying down. She's always right by me.
There she is. Isn't she beautiful? He's Australian puppy there.
There she is.
Look at her. Isn't she cute? Oh,
That's my Queensland.
yeah. If I was there, I'd try and give her a pat. She'd probably eat me.
No, she wouldn't do that. After she gets told not to, she's your best friend.
Oh, there you go. Have you met a Sonny? Have you, Sonny? Enzo, have you ever been to Sonny's house? And have you been?
I
or
have
not?
I have not been to Sonny's house.
No, we hung out in Vegas though together. We've been to Vegas together. He's never came here. I've never went there.
Maybe,
So what have you been up to this week, Sonny?
What was that?
What have you been up to this week?
Nothing much, guys. Just
Yeah.
doing a bunch of stuff around the house. That's what I was going to do today.
You should do one. Have you seen that fella that does them little shorts? If I'd have known this 40 years ago, he makes that funny noise. And then he'll go, he must be getting sponsors now, because now he's not doing just little handy dandy. Oh, look at this trick. He's like, I can't think of his name. He just does little shorts. He does have a YouTube channel. But it's a guy.
I think I know who she's talking about. The guy with the beard. And what does he say? Like, what or no?
Yeah.
Or no, what does he say? He says something like it's his little
and he does a funny little laugh.
Yeah.
Like
There's a couple of those guys. There's one where it's like something stupid he shows, like, no way, no. And then they do whatever it is, and he's like, Jesus, why do you hate me?
And it's so funny too, because I mean, it'll be something stupid like a brake tool that something I grew up with, and he had no idea that you could flip it over and use it for this other purpose, you know? And
I saw that too. I thought,
it's stuff like that. And then when I see that, I think, oh my God, you know, just because I've known about that for so long, especially when it's a tool, guys. I work on stuff. So when he does that, I think to myself, you know, like, how does he not know this? But then I think back to when I figured out the same thing he just figured out. I had the same reaction. I was like, what? No way. That's what he says. No way.
That's what he was. Okay, police guy said, if I'd known this 40 years ago, everybody knows him. Yeah, he's funny. I like it. And the noise he makes, it's like a I can't do it. It's like a throaty laugh, like I don't know. But
I've never seen that one. The no way guy is the one I was talking about, Enzo. The guy that says no way. He's like from Canada or something. Yeah. He's got reddish hair, I think. The one I'm thinking of. He was doing little shorts like that, and now dude's sponsored by people.
That's
longer shorts with commercials. Yeah,
I saw that. He had something the other day. It was a paper dispenser for a toilet roll. Like one short he did was, no way. And he goes and he hangs a coat hanger up on the door, and he cuts it and he puts toilet roll in. Oh, look at that. You know, not toilet roll, paper, hand towel. But this time he went something to rubber. No way. And it's an actual proper, like you put the paper towel in and you wave your hand over it and the paper towel comes out. And he's like, no way. And I'm like, wow, you're making some mega bucks because
Yeah.
people are giving you their stuff.
Hey,
to
that's
them.
good though, man. That's good. He's
Good
that's
exercise.
really good
he's
for him.
basically like us, but blew up. So that's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You
you
get
like
paid
seeing
for
that.
doing
Yeah.
that. That's good.
Yeah, because he just come up with this idea to make little shorts on stuff that he does, and then it's blown up. But it's kind of funny. No way. Like I watch him. I learned something.
Another guy I like to see that blew up like that is the guy that rides the skateboard and was he plays his music. And what was he drinking, guys? I think he was drinking maybe cranberry juice, like ocean spray or something like that. He was and this video is of him on his skateboard, and he's just cruising to work, like swaying back and forth on this skateboard, and he was listening to Fleetwood Mac, and he's singing along with it. And the next thing you know, he's got a bottle of ocean spray in his hand, though, just like me. See ocean spray? It ain't just him, y'all. And he's drinking his ocean spray, skating on the way to work, and 2 weeks later, Ocean Spray bought him a new pickup, so he didn't have to ride a skateboard to work. And that guy blew up here in the States.
Yeah. And then there were people making
cool.
like copying his thing on the skateboard. He got a new truck and a brand deal from Ocean Spray.
It was Ocean Spray, dude. Ocean Spray is awesome, guys. Big shout out to them for doing that for that man. That is so cool.
That's pretty cool.
You got to figure, if the guy was riding a skateboard, he couldn't afford a vehicle, and they bought him a truck. That is so nice.
So now he drives his truck to work and drinks his Ocean Spray.
And
he's probably got a lot.
Oh yeah, dude, he does. Because I've seen him in other things, and he had a big old bottle of Ocean Spray. That's
yeah. Back of the
and he didn't get copyright strike from Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, I don't know if he did.
No,
it did that to him. It was,
I've noticed if you make TikToks and things like that, the music you can pick is for whatever reason TikTok must have some agreement, because you can use some popular songs and no one says anything. Even sing it on here and someone hears it, you bloody get a strike against you.
TikTok's from China. They don't care. They steal everything anyway. So copyright doesn't mean a whole lot to them.
Yeah, probably. I do try to listen to my son and stay away from the TikTok, because it's supposed to be they listen in, so to speak. But I can't imagine what interest I would be to. But who knows? Who knows?
Do you guys have Ocean Spray there?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I drink it like this normally.
We could. I don't know.
Big ones. It's just cranberry juice.
We have cranberry juice.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of it, but I drink a lot of it because that helps my kidney stones.
I don't do it for kidney stones. I drink it because I have horseshoe kidneys. My kidneys are in the front, guys. They're right under my stomach. Yeah, very strange. I know.
Wow.
When we're born, I know. Trust me, my doctors. It's when I go to a new doctor and they do a physical and they start checking your kidneys and they're pushing on my back. They literally stop and they look at me like, I don't see dude, how are you alive? Because you have no kidneys, And when I tell them they're in my stomach, I've had one tell me you're an alien.
You could be.
When we're born, our kidneys, when we're small, little, they separate and they go around to our backs and they go into place. Mine grew together, so they call them horseshoe kidneys. It's two kidney beans stuck together like that.
At least they work. That's the most
important.
They
work good. They work really good.
At least you're not in danger of getting kicked in the back and dislodging them.
No, but I'm not supposed. I can't do anything else. I'm not supposed to. Not supposed to do the stuff I do, like ride motorcycles and stuff. I'm not supposed to do that. I'm not supposed to wear seat belts in cars.
What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would, if they're where I think they are, the seat belt across your lap, the sash belt would cut.
I've hit them before. I jumped a ditch, didn't make it. I hit them. and was in the hospital for like a week and a half, peeing blood. So they're in a bad spot.
Oh God. Yeah, Stevie Nicks. I love Stevie Nicks. I wanted to grow up to be Stevie Nicks. I like how she dresses. But anyway, I didn't grow up to be Stevie Nicks.
I love how she sings.
Check his eyes. Is Sonny an alien? No.
Oh.
No, they won't wink this way. I've tried.
Yeah, he's not a lizard person.
No.
Enzo's the one that knows all about lizard people.
You visited him when you went your journey to the center of the earth.
I have been to the center of the earth and I ate pizza with them. So yeah. Oh, I still can't. I still laugh thinking that you came up with that the whole time I was missing upstairs at the washoe. You've come up with me being down,
spinning a yarn the entire time.
Oh gosh,
that's why I can't have my own show, because I'll just sit there and just tell ridiculous tales.
Yeah, but sometimes people just want the ridiculous. That's why they watch me.
Come to the right place.
Come to the right place. Oh gosh, yeah. And what else have I got to tell you guys while I'm thinking of it? Well, I'll be on tomorrow anyway with Enzo, and Enzo and I. So for anyone in the UK, I know it's going to be like, but if you are awake at some ungodly hour of the morning and can't sleep, I'll be on with Enzo. For everyone in America, it'll be what time, Enzo? About
8 p.m. Eastern, I think is
it's only 6 for me, I think.
Yeah, so whatever, but in the afternoon. In Australia, it'll be about, I can't remember what I said, 11 o'clock or something, but the usual Saturday. So, but it's always, I mean, if you miss it or anything, I don't exactly know why you'd want to rewatch it, but people do. We do say some interesting things sometimes, though, don't we, Sonny and Enzo? We do.
Come up with
hello, Heather. Oh, that's something I can tell you guys. Come hither with Heather. She's going up to the Whit Sundays in March. Oh shit, March. I think it's March. Anyway, she invited me to go, so I'm going to go. And I was so impressed. Get this, Heather. So I've got points on my Qantas points thing. And I went into Qantas and I thought, I wonder how much the airfare is going to be. Cost me $80 for a return because I could use some points. So instead of whatever it was in hundreds of dollars, I got a return around the $80. I wouldn't even catch a taxi to the airport for $80. So, yeah. So I'm going up to the Whit Sunday Passage with Heather and her partner Werner and young Drew, and I'm not quite, and Fluffy, and I'm not quite sure what kind of mischief they're going to get up to, but I'm just going to look at the beach all day long. Maybe. I don't know. Heather can tell me what mischief they're going to get up to. I will not be drinking because I'm dangerous when I drink. I have no inhibitions. I'm just like, have fun. And I tell everybody I love them. And I tell everybody to be good and not be naughty. And I turn into a real mum. I pull someone and go, now, Oh, dear. Hang on, Enzo. Enzo, can I have your... Enzo doesn't have a channel, Tammy. He just comes on here with me. Sometimes he's on with Sonny on Chop Shop Paranormal. Are you going to be on Chop Shop today, later? Or what's coming next, Enzo?
It would be Friday.
Today, sorry. Yeah. It's Friday for me now.
Yeah.
It's Friday for me now. So that's why
we still got another 12 hours before midnight.
Sorry, Heather. Young Heather. Oh, because I said young Drew. Drew only looks like a baby, but he's 30-something. I still think he's only 20-something and he's lying to get into the pubs. Let's see. Sasquatch come in. Where did I miss Sasquatch?
Nikki from Sasquatch Secrets.
Oh, hello, Nikki. Hello. Yeah, we're just talking about all sorts of rubbish.
Why
You
she
know,
ask if I'm moving?
rubbish. You know, some of it's, and
She was
someone
asking.
told me, yep, go.
She was asking if I was moving in chat. I think I'm moving. Like, am I moving right now? Or
No, she saw the PCS on your name, which in military lingo, that's permanent change of station.
yeah.
So,
Oh, you're posting. We call it a posting here. Are you getting
Oh, that's
posted?
paranormal chop shop for me.
Yeah,
Way too big
yeah.
to put on there.
Let me see. Probably not paranormal. What are you saying? It would have to be Emily Haynes from Metric. I hope so. Who's Emily Haynes and what's Metric? Is that a band? Oh, I don't know. What's that? Maisie Rose. Hello. Karen, you're going up whose passage? Oh, I'm not going up anyone's passage. Oh my God, Maisie. I'm going to the Whit Sunday Passage. It's up north of Queensland. Hopefully there will not be a cyclone while we're visiting. What do you reckon, Heather? I'm going there with Heather, Werner and Drew and Heather's friend. Well, anyone could go up there. Heather gave out dates on her channel, but of course you have to make your own way and all that sort of thing. But yeah, we're just going to go only a couple of days, just a few, and then back again. But I've never been there, so I'm looking forward to having a look around. So it'll be fun. We will be the cyclone, Karen. I hope not.
My nephew is standing out here right now, Karen, and he said, "Is that Australia?" And I said, "Yeah." I go, and they're way ahead of us. And then I was telling him about it's Friday for you, but it's not Friday
It is
here
Friday.
yet. And
it is Friday, 6:41 a.m.
I do a thing here in the States because I bet on American football and I use FanDuel. Well, I win a lot of these bets and a lot of people don't. So I'm really good at it. I just told Josh, I go, that's how I win all those football bets. And he goes, "What do you mean?" I go, "I just call Karen and ask her who won. And then she tells me, and then I make
she's in the future. Yeah.
He just started laughing and walked out of the shop. He's like, "You idiot." Because at first he was like, oh, you dumbass.
I wish that was true.
Oh.
I sometimes think that because I can say to everybody, "Hey, it's Friday here already, so don't worry. You'll go to sleep tonight there in America, and tomorrow morning you wake up and it'll be a beautiful day."
The world is still here.
The world is still here.
17 hours in our future. The world is still there.
Oh gosh. I was sure I was going to tell you guys something, and I've forgotten what the hell it is now. It doesn't matter. What's Heather saying? It is very controversial day for Australia. Have you mentioned that? No, I'll mention it. So in Australia today, it's the 26th of January, and we call it it's called Australia Day. And it's a day where everyone's supposed to have barbecues and celebrate Australia and celebrate, if you're becoming a citizen, you get your citizenship papers given to you on this day. It's a big to-do. But unfortunately, the date, the 26th of January, falls in line with when Captain Cook, not Hook, nothing to do with Peter Pan, when Captain Cook discovered Botany Bay near Sydney, and he landed his little men on the shores, and they basically annihilated, murdered, tortured, did horrific things to the Aboriginal people. And the Aboriginal people refer to it as Invasion Day. And knowing the history now, I agree with them. So it's very controversial because you get other people my age and older, and unfortunately even younger, who have learnt that Captain Cook was he was a hero. He discovered Australia and blah, 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 blah. That's what you got taught at school. Whitewash the history, so to speak. So I know the history because I've educated myself and spoken with Aboriginal people about the history, and I've learnt more. So my personal opinion is that I do believe that Australia Day could be celebrated just on a different day, and have the 26th of January as a day of remembrance, respect to be shown to the native peoples of Australia. I don't know why it's so difficult to do, but apparently it is. People get very upset about it. Oh, why should we get over it? Rah, rah, rah. I don't know. It wasn't all that long ago, really, in Australian history. And if I were an Aboriginal person, I don't think I'd get over the fact that my ancestors were annihilated like that. Just as I'm sure Sonny would agree that the Native Americans, like Indian people, or Indians, there we go, white. I'm very white with that, aren't I? But you know what I mean. Like,
Right.
I'd say Indian, and I'm Indian, so it's okay.
Yeah, well, thank you. Because I also got told by some Native Americans in
No,
Virginia City
I
it was
don't
okay
like
to say
that.
Indian.
I don't
I
like
think,
that stuff. I mean that
yeah,
that's what we've called ourselves forever. So
yeah, I don't know. So I'm happy, but yeah, I just think, yeah, and well, it's interesting. Heather's just saying it never used to be on this day. It used to be in March. Yes, it did, because it was a big thing about going back to school, and you'd still get a day off at school because you were having Australia Day in March. I just think, yeah, it's a sad day all round. There's people doing some. Actually, Heather and actually Sunny, I think it's happening in America, Enzo, with like all your generals like Custer and all that sort of thing. People are defacing things now. Like knocking over old statues of generals and stuff. I saw today that I don't know where it was. Heather might be able to tell me because I didn't pay too much attention. I did laugh. Someone has sawn off a statue of Captain Cook and just left his feet. So they've sawn it off of the legs. I don't know where they've put it, probably thrown it in the river. But I just kind of laughed. I thought, well, I understand, but someone else made the point that all these statues could be removed, given the actual truth of the matter, and put into some kind of little museum, and people can just see them and view it with the picture. Maybe something.
And that was offered up in many cases where people didn't want this, Confederate statue in their town anymore and stuff like, which I get. Okay.
Yeah.
However, rather than totally destroying it and stuff like that, you take all of them and move it to, this museum. And it's like, yeah, they did some pretty awful stuff, things like that too. And it's erasing history like that. That's how you forget it. When it's not there to be remembered. You need to remember the good times and the bad times so that doesn't get repeated.
And yeah, and I think also when you think back to some of these statues are really, really old, and so in that value they're rather they're antique, they're history, they're like someone made them back in the day. You shouldn't destroy it, just put it in a place where it can be looked at, viewed, and real history is written underneath. And that's the other sad thing too. If you look back to the time that all this happened, unfortunately, that was the mindset of most of the population in all of the countries. That is just what they believed, and it's so sad. But it's great that we've evolved and no longer. Well, there's still some ding dongs that think that way, but on the whole, I think the world has realised you can't be like that. You can't. That's not right. So that's a good thing. It's just, yeah, but so far as Australia Day here, that's really the only thing I should comment on because it's my country. But yeah, I think we could quite easily move it. Like, just move it.
It's pretty similar to our Columbus Day. It's the same basic idea.
Yep.
That,
just
when I was growing up in school, Christopher Columbus discovered America and all that. Turns out he kind of didn't. Yeah, he had a lot of help from.
I heard he's the guy that called us Indians, and then
the
Native Americans said, "We're not Indians. We're, Choctaw." And he said, "Nope, you look like the guys from India, so you're Indians." That's why they were Indians.
The whole reason Columbus made the voyage. The whole reason Columbus did the voyage is he was looking for a faster way to get to the Far East.
Yeah.
And when he made landfall actually down in the Bahamas, and he saw people that were darker than himself, he just assumed, okay, I must have made it to India. That's what they did.
I'm here.
Yeah. So you Indians,
so dumb.
You know, yeah,
Well,
he didn't know.
Yeah.
I know.
But
He
Mike's got a good
Google.
point too.
He could.
Yeah. Mike's Google. Mike's got a good point. If you destroy history, people forget about the lessons learned from it. Absolutely. That's the point. That's why I'm saying you shouldn't destroy these statues and stuff.
I know. You shouldn't do that.
But put them somewhere, because it can't, if you wipe it off and then just pretend it never existed, like, oh, I don't want to know about it. That's not good, because then the human brain's a funny little wacko thing. It could just revert back.
I believe if you don't teach people that our mistakes, even though some of our mistakes might be a successful mistake sometimes, if you don't teach them our mistakes, the mistakes will get repeated. So if you teach them and you show them, yeah, he did this and this and this, that's a bad thing. Then they won't do that. But they don't teach that stuff to my grandkids anymore, and I found that out, and I just flipped out. They didn't even teach it to my daughter before. She's 19 now, so 2 years ago when she was in high school, they weren't teaching that either.
It's not
anything, and I mean all the way, like slavery is not taught in school, like how bad it is. Like they just don't talk about it.
No,
that's crazy.
And I know. And I must admit, when I went along to a culture, it was an Aboriginal cultural, like you went to learn their culture. I can't think of the word. I've gone blank. But I went a cultural awareness. Like I asked the question, what am I supposed to, like you get told you've got to call you Indigenous Australians and stuff like that. And they looked at me and go, no, we're Aboriginals. We're happy to be called Aboriginals. And they said, that's a white thing. I went, okay, cool. So Aboriginals it is. But they also started to talk about the horrific things that happened when the country, and I honestly, that didn't get taught to me in school. And I think it's the same everywhere. It was all like, oh, it's this and this wonderful. We celebrate, and the Aboriginal people were happy because they were given this and they were given that by Captain Cook. And I'm like, oh, and it's the same BS they say about the Indians as well. Any country, even India, where the English came in and took over, like every country, we gave them baubles and bells and pretty shiny things and took their land. So I don't know, but it's in the past. It's the past, and unfortunately, it still kind of happens in some places. But it's the past. But like Mike says, don't forget it. You've got to keep the truth alive. But
they don't teach that stuff no more.
Yeah, they don't teach it. They're or if they do speak about it, it's some silly business. It's just ridiculous. But what's that? Oh, I don't want to get on to Mr. Hitler. Ooh, what he did was definitely wrong. Some people say that didn't even happen. I'm like, what the? Shit. What? Jesus, what planet do you live in?
That happened.
But yeah. Yeah, books are good.
There is some things that we've done, though, that no one can lie about this. We would all like to deny it and pretend it didn't happen, but we've just done some bad things, and you can't act like that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Or people will repeat it. You have to teach that it's wrong, that it's already happened, and we know not to do it no more.
I do hear that. I do. We had some strange things. Read books, absolutely. And burn bras, don't wear them. I'm sorry, that just came to mind.
I support that message.
Oh, Sasquatch Secrets.
That's very constricting. Hey, what was that?
Sasquatch Secrets. She asked me if the 49ers were going to win the Super Bowl.
I can tell you, yes, they did.
No, she said
in the future.
But it hasn't happened yet. You're not.
Who are they playing? Who are they playing?
We don't know yet. So they're going to play. They're gonna play they're gonna play Detroit on Sunday, and Kansas City's gonna play Baltimore. The winners of that game will play the Super Bowl. I think San Francisco will go to the Super Bowl, but I think they're gonna have to play Baltimore, and Baltimore will beat them. So don't bet on them.
I think the 49ers will win because that's the only team I know. So I'll go with that.
They'll be lucky to make it past Detroit.
That says DraftKings and I are saying Ravens. So
they only have one really good player on their team, guys. McCaffrey. That's Kettle's okay, but McCaffrey is their star player, and if that guy gets hurt during the playoffs, then they won't be able to win the Super Bowl.
Oh, well. We'll see what happens. I'll try and let you know, just so you can tell your nephew who's going to win.
Okay. Yep.
Sky Talker. It's so sad how easily truth is erased by rumor, legend, and liars. I'm having that trouble right now trying to research someone from Virginia City. Oh, gee, I don't know where that cough came from. It's really annoying. I'm finding all this evidence on Julia Bulett, if any of you know who she is. I'm finding all this evidence, but it's not evidence. It's BS. It's like someone's written a book and they've made up a lovely novel. It's like a story. It's a lovely read, but I'm like, where did you even get this information from? It could be. So I don't know. And then you've got people hanging pictures in pubs that aren't even her. And then you've got people get really fierce. So I'm not commenting on it anymore. I'm just going to do my own research and then only facts. Isn't that right, Marco? Facts. Hi, Mrs. Bubble Wrap. So that's what I'll do. What's Scott taught? Mike O. I can't even say that. Anthracite.
That's it. You got it.
Yep. Horror stories. He used to teach history class, but he couldn't teach history. So he does cool videos on YouTube, educational and funny. Oh, cool. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? I've seen a few things and again, I'm only judging by what I see on different videos and people saying stuff. But I think you, like Australia, are starting to get where certain things aren't allowed to be spoken about in school or taught. History-wise, like it's whitewashed. It's not good. And I don't mean white in a racial way, except I think that's how you're supposed to use it. I just mean I'm just saying, it's just, I don't know. I don't understand. I do know from a political standpoint in this country, from a political standpoint, if they're to admit that what was done to the Aboriginal people was wrong, and their land was taken from much as probably America, and they admit the land was taken from the peoples wrongfully, there might be some legal ramifications, whereas those people could say, right, we're suing. You're either going to give us money or give us our land back. And I think that's what the governments are scared of. Like, I must admit, it would be a bit hard to give land back, especially since people have built houses and crap on it. And cities.
Yeah.
So it would be hard, but there's tons of Australia. It's not their part, though. They all have their mobs. So much like the Indian people, Sonny, we all have your tribes and your parts of the country. It's the same here. So it's just a nightmare, but at least bloody acknowledge it. Yep. At least acknowledge it and say, yeah, it was fucked up. And we're really sorry that our ancestors, not us, our ancestors did that. We can't fix what they broke, but we can try not to do it again. And we can try to make things better for you and teach your history, because the Aboriginal people, and especially the Indian people as well, the history and the belief systems are so awesome, and it should be taught. And that's all I'll say, unless anyone else wants to say anything. I'll probably get banned now on the YouTube. Oh, dear.
My granny was full-blooded Indian, and they're from Oklahoma, or my family's from Oklahoma. So that's where my Indian tribe would be from. And I'm in California now. The way she got to California, was
Yeah,
by
you told
like
me.
horse
Yeah.
and wagon, and they had to hide her in the wagon the whole trip here. Like when they stopped at places to get food or water or what, she could not get out. She had to stay in the wagon because they didn't want Indians here either. It was very, very crazy the way it was done back then. She was a tough
Lana,
old lady, guys.
yeah,
Toughest woman
you would
I've
have.
ever met in my life.
Yeah.
She beat my grandpa one time with those meat tenderizer mallets.
Ow!
She, oh man,
He tenderized him.
tough lady, tough, crazy Indian lady.
Lana says, does anyone follow Dalen Spratt from Ghost Brothers? I don't know who he is or who Ghost Brothers are, but he just did a deep dive on an 1800s story, then went to the cemetery and did a spirit box. Very interesting. Well, all I'll say is I wouldn't go to a cemetery and do a spirit box or anything, because for me, my personal opinion is if you're dead and buried in a cemetery, that's your time. That's sacred. Like, I couldn't do that. I can walk through, I can listen to stories, I can look at the stones. I take photos of the stones and I research the names on the stones, but I would never go to a cemetery and do a spirit box or anything. I find that disrespectful to the dead, but that's my personal opinion. However, researching stories and trying to get answers, that's important. Don't just go by stories told by people, because usually it's all rubbish. I don't know. What do you think about going into cemeteries and doing stuff? I suppose, have you guys done stuff like that? Have you done that, Sonny?
Once. No, not
Oh.
a cemetery. Not a cemetery. I just went through where we do our drag races, where we put the drag races on. It's an old army base called Eagle Field.
Oh, is that where you got that bang on the wall?
Yeah, I was walking through the old ass barracks, guys, that are falling down, and I've been in there for like 45 minutes walking around in these barracks, probably recording. Didn't think, because I just don't believe in that stuff. So I'm trying to show everyone, like, look, I can do this in these barracks, and this is where you would think you're going to see something scary, is in here, and you're not going to see anything, basically was my attitude. And I was walking through there, and I went to turn into this one bathroom, and behind me, on the wall behind me, it just sounded like somebody went whack so loud. I just froze. I actually turned around and I'm frozen in one spot. And guys, I carry a gun because I have a CCW, so I have a gun, and I'm just froze, like looking where the sound came from. I couldn't even take a step back in there. That was it. That was enough for me. Then I knew, because I did it for myself, that okay, there's something to it. Like, I pissed something off and it somehow made a noise, somehow thumped a wall. And because I expected to go back in that other room and see something in there, a possum or something, and
there was nothing.
There's just nothing. And the room's totally cleaned out, so I can see in there perfect. So I got the hell out of there, never went back. I've never went back in those barracks during the daytime, even, guys. Like, and I'm only 100 yards from them, from the front gate, because you have to pay my wife to get in to the drag races. So my trailer's right there, right next to him, just 100 yards away. And I haven't been back over there. That was enough for me.
Yeah, I think whatever might have been there made it clear that they wanted you to piss off.
Yeah.
I saw, hang on, where did I see that comment? I've lost comments. Sorry. Oh, Chippewa. Is that how you say it, Blue Sky? Chippewa? Is that the name of an Indian tribe? Chippewa? Did I say it proper? Sunny?
Chippewa.
Oh, well, I was close for an Aussie. Oh, look, even Enzo knew. Yeah, someone said something about the cemeteries, but yeah, I just think
I'm Choctaw. I'm the other part of the song. There's a song that's Chippewa and Choctaw.
Sounds like ice creams. Oh, sorry. It's just like it sounds like ice cream. You don't think? Say the names again. Yours, you, Sunny.
Chickasaw and Choctaw. The Choctaw.
That one. That sounds like
Yeah, we say Choctaw, but it's Choctaw or.
Oh, well, there you go. Then that's different.
Choctaw is what everyone else says is Choctaw.
Yeah. Yeah, I
just like ice cream.
Well, yeah, but cemeteries to me is a sacred place. You shouldn't go in there annoying the dead. And I can't imagine why there would be a ghost in a cemetery. That's just their bodies. It's just a place to lay their bones. I think if they're around, they're where they were living or attached to a living person that they loved, or who knows where they are. I could be wrong. Maybe they are in a cemetery, but I still think leave that alone, because you bury them, you say you bit, and you can go back and visit them and talk out loud to them. And if they happen to answer you back, that's great, but it should be your loved one, not someone else's, if that makes sense. Oh. I went to my son's grave last week, and I sat there and talked out loud to him. He did not speak back. But that's visiting. That's, I wouldn't go to my son's grave and take a spirit box and say, Stephen, are you here? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's just bullshit. No, I can't. No. So I think if I feel like that way about my son, what would other people feel like about their loved ones, and someone going in and doing that? Like if I saw someone at my son's grave doing that, I'd run up and king hit him.
I never even thought about that part. I never thought about that part.
Yeah, I'd do
it's
him
a little disrespectful, yeah.
It is. I would just race up to someone sitting there at my son's grave, and I'd tackle him, and it'd be the best thing you ever saw if you got it on film. I'd pummel them.
Even if they're defenseless, but they just responded to something, that would be even more disturbing.
No, I reckon my son would say, "Get him, Mum."
Yeah. Wait, it sounded like my mom's going to kick your ass, and then you just come in just a flying tackle.
Yeah, that's right. That's what Steve would say, Mama. I still have this theory that's why when I've gone into all these haunted places by myself, nothing's happening, because I wear Stephen's locket, my morning locket. I never take it off except to shower, and his hair's in it and stuff. It's like he's with me, and I reckon maybe somehow, without me knowing, he's there behind me, and I go into all these haunted places, and maybe things do want to run at me and scare me. And he's standing there, and he was a big, like he was in 6 foot something, and a big, like worked out. He was a big boy. I reckon he's probably standing behind me and going, "Try it, scare my mum, and you'll know about it." Little does he know, it's okay, mate. Stand there, protect me, but let me get a bit of a fright. This hasn't happened yet. Maybe it will one day. I want someone to bang on the wall for me, Sonny. But too scary. Muted, I suppose if you got a scare and you're a man, you're a big boy.
You don't want that to happen. I was scared. And then my advice is go by yourself. So there's no one that you can even. I'm so glad I went in there by myself, because I went in there for myself, for one, and there was no one there to trick me. There was no one there I could blame that on. Right. What just happened. Yeah, and
that's why. Yeah. And that's why Enzo knows I've spoken, and most people here know that's also how I feel. That's why I do like going with other people, but I don't view it as I'm going to get anything really, unless it's something hugely obvious, which hasn't happened yet. But because there are other people there in the mix, you really don't know. As much as you trust them, you don't know that they've said something and not realize they've said it, or they have whispered and not realize they've whispered, or you don't know that it's not them. But you go to a place by yourself, like I did at the Washoe, and I was there by myself. So if anything had have happened, there was no one there. It couldn't have been. Do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, nothing happened. But maybe that's why. Because maybe nothing does happen there. Maybe when things happen there, it's because there's a group of people, and it kind of, because people can. I've seen it. Yeah,
Contaminates
contaminates.
Yeah.
Or seas. Like I know, for example, in the Washoe there are bats, absolutely, because I saw them. I don't know about other critters, but I do know that there are, my favourite, there are raccoons in Virginia City. And I heard someone say that they heard a noise up on the top floor, not while I was there, but on the top floor. They looked up the stairs and they saw eyes, white glowing eyes staring at them. And I thought, well, did you run up? No, I don't think they did. Did you run towards it? Did you see what it was? Could have been a raccoon, could have been an animal, could have been anything. Because there's places, absolutely, I had a good look around. There's absolutely places where little animals and critters can get in. There's a hole. If you look at my video, you'll see the manhole leading up to, on the 3rd floor, manhole leading up into the roof is open. So if there were a critter, a raccoon, a possum, anything, and that's probably where the bats live too, easy to get out and walk around and then make a scattering noise. So I'm just, I don't know. It is fun to be with other people. You have fun, you have a laugh, but I take nothing with that. I just don't take it. But when I go in by myself, and that's why I like to try to do things by myself now, at least I know I am by myself. And if I hear anything, it can't be someone accidentally copying what I've just said or whatever. So I have caught some stuff, which you guys know, like that singing ghost. But I was saying to Enzo, I'm not positive now. Like, I know it wasn't me. I know there was only 4 of us. So there was only myself, Cassie, Ron, and Jason. There was no one else that could have done that singing and copied me. It wasn't an echo. It was definitely disembodied because I heard it and the camera caught it. But
you know that we grew up with a ghost in Billy's house. Never has this ghost smacked the wall or anything threatening like that. And it was kind of, I've told you the story, yeah. Papa Willie, the guy that does the show with me, he just lives down the street, around the corner.
Yeah.
Well, I used to stay at his house. And the way we discovered this ghost was we always got yelled out about shutting the bedroom door. We never shut it. We yelled at and have to go back and shut it. We got yelled at one day in the living room. And when I think it was me or Billy got up and went to go shut it, before we got there, the door just started shutting by itself. Okay. Just like the wind's blowing it, right? So nothing to be scared of, but it shut and it clicked all the way shut. We laughed. It was funny. That happened again, and my little cousin Billy, he named it George, right? George the goat. So
yeah, like my
George
friend.
the goat, and it happens, dude. I don't like talking about this still. My back door is open right now, so it kind of scares me a little bit. If we could say, George, can you shut that door for us? And it happens on command. So and we grew up with that. That was like things that happens for years. So that ghosts weren't that scary to me, and I didn't believe the things people were saying about how they could hear them talk on these boxes and that ghosts would throw things at you and all. I was like, dude, I was around a ghost, so I kind of know that's real, but what they're saying is not real. And then when I went into the barracks and that thing smacked, whatever that was that hit the wall, felt mean, and I've never felt that feeling before. Then since the ghost I kind of know of, growing up with, and then as we got older, guys, all the door shutting stuff, that all quit. Okay, when we were like 13 maybe. So as we got older, 16, 17, I remember being old enough to drive. We looked it up. The guy that built their house, his name is George, and he died there. And we just named the ghost George. We just started calling, so it could have actually been his real name. George could have been the ghost's real name because the dude that actually built the house 100 years ago, it was an old man named George. And he lived there by himself, and that's where he died. And we didn't know that as little kids. Cool. We didn't find it out until we were way older. But
That's pretty cool. I so want something like that to happen, but nothing happens to me.
I just thought stuff like that was normal. And then people started telling me things happen to you that don't happen to other people, or for my family or whatever. Like, I don't know. I have some people saying that it's because some people's minds are more open than others, so they see things around them and understand it a little better, I guess.
So, where did you go, Enzo? You just popped out. Did you have to go to the toilet?
I had to blow my nose. I'm sure nobody wanted to see that or hear it.
Oh, okay.
I just ducked below the desk here. Well,
I got a feeling one of these days you're going to get a ghost that's never going to leave you alone, Karen. You're going to be like, okay, I don't want it no more. I don't want to feel it no more. Because I still worry because the back door's open. I'm so worried that door is going to slam shut every time I say
I was waiting. I was listening even when I was
Chad was on here and we were messing around. I told him that story. He says it and I go, hey, I really don't say that. And he thinks it's funny because it scared me. So then he yells it into the microphone. That back door slammed shut so hard, I jumped. This is like my heart wanted to stop. I told him, hey, dude, that's enough. I'll shut it off. I'm not playing. I'll turn this off.
Oh,
I'll go open that door back up. And don't say it no more.
I was about to say, George, would you mind terribly shutting that door?
No, don't.
And now he's looking for the door. Ah! Well, at least he's only shutting doors.
It was okay when I was a kid. I understood it, like I said. And after the big old smack on, I've actually been a little scared of, like, dude, we lived with something like that. And he would jiggle door handles too. Like the outside door would be shaking, and you could grab it while it was shaking and open it, and no one's there.
Yeah, that's a bit yucky because I wouldn't be thinking, oh, it's George. I'd be thinking, oh my God, there's a serial killer trying to break into my house and kill me.
And we live way out in the country, so there's no neighbors or anything to be shaking your door handle. So when you jerk it open, there's definitely someone bad on the other side of the door, but there's absolutely no one there. It's literally shaking when you grab the handle. You pull it open. There's no one there.
There you go, Sky Talker. There's an alien for you. Let's see. Someone's just demolished a cheeseburger by sounds of things. So good on you. It's only 20:07 here. Oh, how long have I been talking? See, Sunny's on and I've gone over
2 hours,
longer.
22 minutes. I'll cut it off here a little quick. So.
I'll cut it off. We'll take it exactly for another 8 minutes, guys, and then I'll cut it off because I'm on again tomorrow.
I'm going to dip out right now, and I'll finish watching it on YouTube so you guys can close up your show. But thank you for having me.
All right. Well, thank you, Sunny, and I'll be watching you tomorrow night with Enzo. What time tomorrow night? What time? Not Enzo. Sunny. What time tomorrow?
We're doing a show tomorrow, Enzo. I didn't schedule it tomorrow.
It's up to you, man.
Well, maybe Sunny will have a show tomorrow. Paranormal Chop Shop, maybe.
If you come up with a topic or something, Enzo, let me know and I'll create one if you want.
Get John on. Call John. John Goodall.
Jim.
John, I always say John.
Jim Goodall.
Jim. Oh, man. I always say John. I mean Jim.
If me and Enzo put Jim on, we could just go somewhere for lunch and come back. Jim would still be going. He can run the whole show.
I could just loop my video of me going.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, tell him to bring Bob with him.
4 hours.
Yeah, hey, you don't even know. I get him one of these days, guys. If
I should ask Bob
ever goes on the talk show, it's going to be the Chop Shop.
No, it'll be my 5 haunting questions.
Questions for Bob.
Yeah, I can ask him. Has he ever had a paranormal experience? Which technically, I suppose he has. I could ask him. I can't ask him about his channel because he doesn't have one, but I can ask him what he does, and then I could ask him: does he wear boxers, briefs, or what does he wear, or long johns? What does he wear? And then, does he believe in aliens? Well, we all know the answer to that. And has he got anything he wants to sell? No, probably not. I could just ask him fun questions like what was his favorite TV show growing up? I could ask him lots of fun questions and I won't give him a migraine. Poor thing,
Jim,
he gets migraines. Yeah.
when Jim leaves here to go to his, because when Jim stays here and then leaves here to go to Bob Lazar's house,
Yeah.
I keep
You
telling him,
try
dude,
and
I'm gonna hide. I'm going to hide in the back of that Corvette one of these days. Dude, you're just gonna get there and I'm gonna pop out like a jack in the box.
I'd love to ask Bob Lazar those silly questions. I wouldn't ask him about it. I wouldn't ask him anything about aliens or nothing. I would ask him stupid, fun questions and then just let everybody go. But she didn't ask him. No, I don't need to. He said it. Yeah, Lost in Space. I love Lost in Space too.
Okay,
Anyway,
well, I'm gonna jump out of here.
Tell Jim I said to tell Bob to do my 5 haunting questions. And then if Bob does my 5 haunting questions, I'll tell him he should come on your show because you promised not to talk about aliens.
Yeah, we'll probably talk about drag racing if he comes on my show. He used to be a drag racer.
Well, there you go. Talk about
you're going to
drag
ask him about that jet car that he made.
Hell yeah, a jet Lamborghini. You know, I'm asking about that.
Yeah, tell him to come to your house and help you make one. I reckon he'd like to do fun stuff like that, not be asked about aliens.
Yeah,
we don't need to ask him, no.
Yeah. Okay, guys.
Know.
Thanks again for
bugger off then. Go on, Sonny. Bugger off. Go on. I'll give the dog a kiss for me.
This show up. It's almost been 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
so. Peace out, guys.
Bye. Hello, Texas. Uncle Bones, hello. I'm about to end this, Uncle Bones, but if you want to see what fantastically weird stuff we've been talking about today, Uncle Bones, you can rewatch it. Yeah, I don't know. Karen, your nails look ace. Oh, I haven't heard that word. What's the word we used to use? Yeah, ace. Yeah, I got it to match. Look, see, I got the color done. Oh, Enzo won't care. This is a girl thing. I'm just putting the ring on to match my ring. See?
Turquoise.
It's a turquoise, yeah, from Virginia City. Oh, God. Now it's stuck on my finger. I've got it on. It has to stay there now for the day.
That whole is going to turn the same shade of blue.
Yeah, my whole finger. Geez. Yeah, look at no worries, Sonny. Love ya. I love his dog. Love that dog. It's very cute. Yeah. I love all animals. You know that. So, guys, yeah, I'm live again tomorrow with Enzo. Different time. I've already put the link to it up on my channel. So just click on the link and it comes up. It'll open up the window and it'll tell you how long till it's on where you are. But we'll be on tomorrow. I think Enzo's going to talk about different bibs and bobs tomorrow because I've asked him to, find out what's been happening in the world of aliens and comets and all sorts. And for those of you who didn't hear earlier, I'll let you know. I'll give you an update on whether or not anyone else is going to do my 5 haunting questions. But I have so far got Dave Schrader has said yes, and oh God, Kenny Biddle. I have a name for but Kenny I can remember because we have a famous Kenny in Australia. Kenny Biddle is going to do my 5 haunting questions as well. 6 p.m. in Texas. There you go. Oh, that's tomorrow, is it, Uncle Bones? Oh, yeah, that sounds right. Tomorrow. Yes, I'll be on tomorrow.
Should be 7 p.m. for Texas.
Oh, well, anyway, whatever. Maybe I said
the link I dropped is for the show tomorrow. Just click on it right now and you can see whatever it tells you your local time, so you'll know when to tune in.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Maisie, for dropping Sonny's link to Paranormal Shop, where sometimes Enzo cheats on me and goes and hangs out with Sonny. Geez. I'm really looking forward to July, actually. I'm still working on lots of different things, getting annoyed with some people not getting back to me, but it's still on the roll. Everything is organised, just finer details, because I keep adding stuff. I'm getting naughty. I keep adding stuff. I'm like, oh, that'll be fun. And then I'm looking at the timeline and thinking, oh, that's how am I going to fit all that in? So I'm thinking the stuff I'm adding, I can give as people can do it after, after. Right. They can maybe Sunday afternoon or something, go and do some of the fun stuff. But I've got lots of
weekend of stuff to do.
It is going to be a pretty fully packed weekend. It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So, and if you don't know, guys, anyone in the live doesn't know, I'm throwing an event which is up behind me there. Hang on, oh, it doesn't matter. It's on. I'll throw it up again in a link to the event in my what do you call it? Posting section, the community tab on my page. I'll post that up. You can have a bit of a gawk at it, but it should be a fun weekend. Dustin Parry, Dave Schrader, Janice Oberding, me, Enzo, Mike Gagliano, and his friend Mary Lynn from Paranormal. It's a paranormal group called Sidekicks Paranormal. Who else? Oh, Taylor, my friend Taylor. Oh, my friend Taylor Hamby. She lost her dad. He passed away. They're having a little remembrance for them Saturday at Bucket of Blood for John, her dad. Very sad. I had a bit of a cry. I won't lie. I did meet him when I was in Virginia City, and he was a beautiful, lovely man. He made me the best cup of tea. So it was a shock. I mean, I knew he wasn't well, but I thought he'd be okay. So Taylor won't be watching this, but what a lovely girl. But she will be giving a talk at the Magical History Weekend. Her daddy will be there in spirit because I was hoping he would be there in person. But she will be talking definitely about Lucius Beebe and other famous people from Virginia City, getting you the details. That's the whole purpose of the weekend, isn't it, Enzo? Just to get some history out there that's factual. And then people, if they come along to Virginia City at a later date and want to investigate anything, they'll have all the info. I'm thinking of making up, this is what I'm thinking of as well. This is me saying goodbye for the 4th time. I'm just glad I'm not being pulled up on it. I'm thinking of putting together a little booklet of some description that might cover at least my info that I'm going to give out on the weekend, you know, names, dates, that sort of thing about certain places in Virginia City. So people have kind of got to go to just facts, like just points or something. I don't know. I'm thinking of maybe doing something like that and popping it in the goodie bag. Might be helpful to anyone who does want to come and investigate, you know, but there you go. Tammy, I will find, what's the name of your channel, Tammy? You must have one. Is it called Tammy Trot? I guess it is. I'll look that up later and check you out. Mike O, thank you for popping in. Cap Cindy, thank you. Lisa, I said hi to everybody. I don't think there was anyone I missed, and this was really fun. I enjoyed this today. Julie, try and get some sleep because I know you didn't have a good sleep. Try and get some sleep. Maybe don't take my advice and get drunk and pass out, but whatever gets you some sleep.
That's usually my advice. But
yeah, I don't know. Sometimes alcohol for a medicinal purpose such as that, it all depends. It might not work. But anyway, love you, Julie. Yep, and I'll see you all tomorrow if any of you are awake and around. And to everybody, have a beautiful evening, morning, day, and I'll see you tomorrow.